Hello, Earthling! Welcome to Erol On Lucifer. Now, the reason you should watch this video is quite important. The vast majority of people who watch my videos are serial killers. Right? Think to yourself, why would serial killers watch most of my videos? What would be in it for them? What's that all about? Anyway, fuck them. The point is, I'm going to expose the fact that your entire world is run by Lucifer worshippers. Errol's got the mental of the health, which is the problem with the spastics, get it? The reality, sadly, is this secret society of walking shite genuinely worship an imaginary animal god. They are spastics with shite behind their eyes. Cracking on, the point is, at the very, very bottom of what I call the Turd of Babel, which is a pyramid which is upside down made of shite, the point is, right, the ones at the very bottom know it's all bullshit, right?
What am I listening to him for? If everyone is going to say it's bullshit.
It's quite important. You'll need to take in every word I'm going to say, and don't forget to press pause and return. This will be a long video. Here's the thing, right? At the very bottom, they know the imaginary animal god doesn't exist. But all the spastics, all the way, all these fucking cartoon rats stuck in a drain pipe, they genuinely believe the imaginary animal god exists. It's their religion, and it's what the entire world is configured, that's the entire system, is based upon. Right? Rabid retards with shite behind their eyes who are all sex offenders, wait for it, who are guilty of countless murders, ranging from infanticide right through to culpable homicide and homicide of adults, right, which they call sacrifices, and I'll cover it, right? Let's start at the very beginning. You ready? Lucifer worshippers, as with all sociopaths, arrest their development since infancy when they first started enjoying sadism for sexual pleasure. Right? As a child, as a wee infant. And the thing is, after which they don't choose to feel remorse. Right? And wait for it, they start babbling shite to an imaginary inner self that telling themselves that actually good is bad, wrong is right, up is down, black is white. I repeat, it arrests them in their development in infancy. So they don't develop neuroanatomically. The entire fucking front of their brain doesn't develop, right? They have no prefrontal brain function. If you look at their fMRI brain scan, they're quite literally an arsehole, right? So the thing is, they are rendered grossly unself-aware and pitiful, which 99.999% of them are until the bitter end.
The end result of evil, those fucking bastards.
The moral law of divinity. What's you on about now? The moral law of divinity, I discovered it. It's kind of like gravity in a sense, right? We all believe in gravity. If you don't believe in gravity, you'd have to be as thick as shit and want to be heading for a fall. Gravity works on you at all times, everywhere, and you can't escape it, and that's the way it should be. Otherwise, I'd be somewhere past the moon by now. The point is, gravity is an invisible law that works on absolutely everything, and you must believe in it. How many times would you have to fall and hurt yourself before you realise, oh, gravity exists, right? I discovered the moral law of divinity, where whatever you do, it's returned to you. 2 billion Indians call it karma. The point is, the difference between being a good motherfucker, like me, and a bad motherfucker, like those fucking cunts and arseholes, right? They're all arseholes. The point is that when they're punished by this moral law, it's slowly yet surely and inescapable, just like gravity, you can't escape it, and they never put 2 and 2 together, right? Because when they carry out the act of evil, this moral law is so loving, it gives them time to atone and make amends for their sins, which they refuse to do, refuse to feel remorse, right? As I mentioned. And so, they never put 2, they're after me, they never put 2 and 2 together. So when they're punished, because it's some time later, they never put 2 and 2 together, right? They never go, all right, that's because I'm an evil bastard who did something I need to be killed for. So they never grasp this basic fucking concept, right? And so they never atone or make amends for their sins, they never fucking learn, and they'll be punished to the day they fucking die. Quite great, isn't it, when you think it through? So the point is, though, they're coincidence theorists. Here's the thing, right? The more evil, the greater the punishment, right? It never stops coming to them, you know? Slowly, yet surely, and it's personal. It's articulate. It's specifically for them. Just like gravity, it works on every one of us, no matter what the fuck you do, right? It acts on you, you know? It's inescapable. So, anyway, there's only one word they have to learn, just one word. And they're so fucking stupid, they can't remember this one fucking word that replaces all religions, right? All teachings, just one fucking word. This moral law of divinity, from the most loving force conceivable, acts on one word. Intention. Right? Whatever your intention is, it acts on it. Right? So if I jump in the air, I'm coming back down again. You get the basic concept. So what I'm saying is, if I do something good, I'm not kidding you, I get priceless fucking rewards. I started noticing when I was 26, I started getting these fucking phenomenal rewards, right? 27 years, don't start, 27 years I've been getting phenomenal rewards. I just give them all away. You know, so people think, oh, where's all his reward? I give them away, you know. I'm a very charitable motherfucker. What I'm saying is, 27 years of getting these phenomenal rewards, I'd have to be a coincidence theorist, like the Spastic Society, in order to not realise, all right, that can't possibly be a fucking coincidence. 27 years of phenomenal, priceless gifts, right? Whereas, in Spaziland, they get punished year in, year out, and no matter what they're reduced to, those fucking low-life scumbags, no matter what they're reduced to, it still remains a coincidence to them, right? And what do? They take it out on you. They take it out on any motherfucker they can get their hands on, right? These evil bastards wait for it, and they're all in on it together.
He's a conspiracy theorist. It's all going to officially become proven. Errol's got the mental of the herd, which is the problem, or the spastics get it.
That works on you, they think, right? All they have to say is, Errol's a conspiracy theorist, and it magics away their entire universe, their countless acts of evil, and the fact there are millions of them. There's a vast network of these Lucifer worshippers who all need shot straight through the face.
Oh, he's promoting violence. That makes him a bad person. He is what we are.
So if I tell the truth about what should happen to them, I'm not saying kill them, right? I'll come to that. There's a more moral solution. If I even explain that they have to be exterminated on account of what they truly are, right? That walking shite have groomed the majority of people to worry about being thought of as being a bad person by evil incarnate, right? A network of homicidal paedophiles and all their fucking scumbag followers, their sycophantic lick-spittle scumbags, right? Who murder children, right? Who murder adults, who are thieves, scumbags, every kind of crime you can think of, that shite are guilty of it, right? Very often slowly, but surely, right? The antithesis of love, right? And so, which punishes them, so they want to punish you. The point is, right, that fucking garbage, that network of spastics, who I call unitards and monotards, they only have one thought between them, literally a brain cell between them, right? So they have a hive mind. They're like they're sub-simian, insectoid, animate crap, right? That aside, so all they believe they have to do is prey on your moral conscience, right? Which they don't have. They're morally insane. They have no moral conscience. They believe all they have to do is say,
you're a bad person.
right?
You are what I am. It's all going to physically be proven.
Pretending to be the arbiter of reality when the entire front of their brain doesn't work and they need shot through the fucking mouth, right?
That makes you a bad person.
They are spastics with shite behind their eyes, whose every waking thought is a request to have their fucking head blown off. Why? Because they're evil incarnate. They're all sex offenders, rabid sex offenders. Their every waking thought is a request to have their fucking head blown off their shoulders. And you've been groomed to fear doing that. Here's the good news. I'm not promoting killing millions of spastics. What I'm promoting is a moral solution. A far more, if there's a more moral solution, you must always choose it. Work out what's best for everybody, then do that. Now, do I want the bloodshed of all these fucking inbred, insectoid, subsimian, gross sex offenders who are fucking genocidal maniacs? Well, ideally, but the point is, if there's a more moral way, you must always choose the more moral way, right? And on my website, which you'll find round about here, not a website, fuck that, fuck webs. So, on my site, round about here, right, you'll find the law, right? I've detailed law. You can use collectively with everyone you love, everyone you know, tell every motherfucker you know, there are laws you can use to get rid of their puppet politicians. That's the fucking jugular, you can rip it right out their fucking throats, right? Because if you get rid of those politicians and replace them with all of us, right? This handful of fucktoys, this handful of puppets, these subhuman fucking bastards, they use these politicians who are lying cocksuckers. I'm a lying bastard, please. I'm the arbiter of reality. I dictate morality and reality to you. I'm a fucking spastic, please, with shite behind my eyes. So that's your average politician. They ejaculate in public, but you can't see that, right? Because they do it like this. So we need to actually do this thing and that thing and the other. And you genuinely don't know that they can ejaculate without touching their genitals, right? They are spastics with shite behind their eyes, and their fMRI brain scan proves that fact, which you'll find if you go to the site here. It's my site. I love you, and that's why I made it for you. You thankless cunt. So anyway, the point is this, right? When you see it, right? And I've been targeted by quite a few serial killers for quite a long time. And I'd like them to get to fuck. They're as welcome as a fart in a spacesuit. The point is, I think they fear I'm going to expose them. I did, to try and morally reform them a long time ago, when I ran a farm in Porcupines. And I'll come to that. The point is, in a nutcake, I've no fucking interest in them. I just used them to study what eventually I realised were unitards and monotards, and eventually went, fuck me. They've only got one thought between them. Just one thought in their fucking head at all time. The exact same thought at all times, which is, you ready? Every single sociopath, without exception, their every waking thought is this. Confirmatory bias.
Confirmatory bias.
Confirmatory bias.
Funny you should say that, I was wanting some confirmatory bias.
Well, funny you should say that, I actually had some confirmatory bias.
You want some confirmatory bias?
Funny you should say that, I was actually looking for some confirmatory bias.
That's brilliant, because I had some confirmatory bias. I was going to give you some confirmatory bias.
What's the odds in that? Because I had some confirmatory bias, I was going to give you some confirmatory bias. They are spastics with shite behind their eyes who are fucking begging you to exterminate them. Their every waking thought, without exception, is a request to be fucking severely punished. Right? They are begging you to punish them. Why? Because they're sadistic sex offenders who the meaning to their life is ejaculating, right? And they tend to target those they existentially envy. Motherfuckers like me. And the point is, I'll come to that. The point is, they ejaculate whenever they're carrying out an act of evil, right? Which they've turned into a bullshit religion, right? But religion isn't bullshit. I'll come to it. What I'm saying is, at all times, when they're targeting an adult moral human being that they existentially envy, why? Because we have souls, we are beautiful, and they're ugly bastards with no soul. And the point is, there's ugly as sin. So, when they're targeting us, these animate spastics know, all of them know, and if they were to speak truth for once in their fucking apology for a life, they would say, aye, pretty much, aye. See, every time I target an adult moral human being that I'm existentially envious of, pretty much, see, every single thought I have, it's a request to have my fucking head blown off my shoulders, please, and I ejaculate like this. Right? That is what they're all about. And you've been groomed to fear being thought of as being violent. Malcolm X said, when it's self-defense, I don't call it violence, I call it intelligence. Now here's the thing. Before these spastics run riot and go, get the police force, get the paedophile in the wig, sitting in the high chair waving his rattle. Oh, Mr. McBride, you're one of the violent. You are what I am. They're fucking obsessed with saying, you are what I am. You are. They're fucking evil incarnate, right? What I'm saying to you is this. There's a much, much, much more moral solution, right? And we can carry it out, and you'll find it here. Detailed law. If you're from America, Canada, Britain, well, even Scotland, I'll put more up there. I'll put Australia and Ireland in there. Right? And what I'm saying is, you can use these laws as a fucking collective to get rid of them. And it's a really simple, obvious solution. You ready? Demand they have an fMRI brain scan. Yeah? Why would they be against having an fMRI brain scan? What would that expose about that fucking animate shite who need a fucking head blown off their shoulders? What would it fucking expose about these pieces of dirt, right? What would it expose about them that they want to hide? Why would they not take an fMRI brain scan? I'll take one every fucking day. It only costs £1,000 each. It used to cost £4,000. But the point is, an fMRI brain scan, glucose nanoparticles, slightly radioactive, go oh, we can't have the radioactives. The point is, it goes through the blood-brain barrier, right? And when you go into the scanner, it shows what parts of your brain are functioning and what parts aren't, right? What parts are processing sugar. What parts, really, really important. See, at the front of your brain doesn't work. You need your fucking head blown off with a shotgun. You're a piece of fucking garbage. Your entire life, you've chosen to be a fucking rabid little sex offender and you shot through the fucking mouth. What's this every waking thought? When it existentially envies adult moral human beings, a request to be instantly executed. That's their every waking thought. They are walking shite, right? So, that rather explains that that query. You know, why would they not want to have an fMRI brain scan when not have one every fucking day and pay for it? Well, what I'm saying is, I'll pay for theirs, right? Now, here's the thing: your politicians, right? Your politicians pretending to represent you, these pieces of fucking dirt, these fucking sex offenders who are part of a conspiracy, pretending to be caring, actually moral, and dictators of morality and reality, when they need shot through the fucking face, right? What I'm saying is, that those pieces of dirt, right, you're paying their wages to pretend to represent you. Don't you fucking deserve to be represented by adult moral human beings, instead of rabid sex offenders who are terrified of having an fMRI brain scan, which would reveal the fact, since infancy, when they first started being a sadistic sex offender, you couldn't make that up, right? And what did they start doing? Bullshitting themselves that they weren't to blame for what they were to blame for. What did they do? They refused to feel remorse. Now, and that's what arrested them. The moral law of divinity went, take that, you wee cunt. A cookie cutter came out of the fucking heavens and just arrested them exactly like that. And they've not developed since then. Why? Because they talk constant shite to themselves. They invented a 100% false self, wait for it, and it took over. Now, they'd redirected their fucking sex drive into not developing the front of the brain. They developed what spawned instead of developing was white matter, right? And they get off on sucking from this white matter. It's only dopamine. But the point is, on the other side, I call it Heartbreak Hotel. It's this wee kind of pigeonhole, a series of pigeonholes where they have you in it, they have that person in it, and they work out how to conspire against all these different people and use this person. Lie. There's no truth in them. Wait for it. And they were a murderer from the beginning. Now, there are some of them, right, who still have a wee tiny, wicked, sadistic inner child who's a wee rabid sex offender in there. Hell awaits them, right? The majority, and this is a bit you'll struggle to believe, the majority of them, right, are a virus that's taken over a horrendous little child's brain and continues to talk constant shite to itself, which was born of the refusal to ever feel shame for what that scum have become. Because they have no true self, let alone true self-respect, right? Because you cannot be what that fucking filth are if you have true self-respect.
It's all going to official pretend proven he is what we are.
It's all going to officially pretend proven, because obviously he's telling the truth about us. That makes him what we are. He is what we are. I'm a fucking spastic, please. The mainstream media, without any exaggeration of any kind, I would take them, I would hang them from lampposts, I would hang them from trees, every single one of them. I know, I would accidentally kill some alright ones. The vast majority of your mainstream media need to be genocided, right? They're in on it, they are fucking walking crap who babble shite to you through the tell-live vision. And this is the news, this is reality, and you're a bad person if you don't believe it. Just think about that fucking garbage being behind genocide on a regular basis, right? Provably, right? You'll find it on that site there. I made for you because I love you. Doesn't he sound very loving? He keeps talking about killing evil bastards. What a bad person I am. So, I repeat, that you'll find on that site there, right, a legal solution, a far more moral solution than hoisting millions of spastics by their necks, right? Just go in this direction and that shite just get swept like trash back into the gutter. And the closest thing they'll ever come to being human is when the earth reabsorbs them as humanure. This is the part that might blow your tits off, right? The thing is, every single country on this planet is owned by the exact same paedophile ring, right? They are spastics with shite behind their eyes who are the most primordial slime ever shat into creation. They're the fucking scum of the earth, and they own every single puppet on earth. You think about Putin, you think about whatever cocksucker they've got pretending to be the president in America, you think of whatever spastic with shite behind its eyes is pretending to be the Prime Minister of Britain, whatever country you can think of is a puppet that needs to be shot straight through the fucking face. They are in on it, they are just puppets who do exactly as they're told, and they're given a little bit of leeway to babble shite.
And it's all going to official pretend proven.
Right? They are spastics with shite behind their eyes, and their fMRI brain scan proves beyond any shadow of a doubt they're sex offenders. Because if the front of your brain doesn't develop, it's because you chose not to develop a moral conscience. Why? Because you're an evil wee bastard, right? An evil wee bastard that chose not to develop the front of its fucking brain. Why? Because you refuse to ever feel remorse for being a sadistic fucking rabid sex offender who refuses to ever blame itself and instead invents a fucking magical false self, right? Now, don't get me wrong, nobody chooses to be born with a microscopic amygdala, right? I was born with a fucking huge amygdala. You know, and the point is, so I have enormous love in me, right? The point is,
Doesn't sound like it. He keeps talking about killing all these evil bastards.
I am what they are. They're every waking thought. So what I'm saying is, all politicians, or almost all of them, because there are a few who have kind of come in at the tail end and like, what the fuck's going on here? But the vast majority of them, if I was to put them in a giant bath of acid, I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd sleep well at night. And they're just puppets, right? What I'm saying is, behind them, you'll never believe this, right? If you know your history, the paedophile ring who own them, right? The exact same paedophile ring that literally run every single country's puppet, pretending to be your representative, right? Their elbow hanging out of their arse working their fucking pie holes. The point is this, they come from Georgia, right? Right? Thousands of years ago, they came from Georgia, and they ended up Pharaoh's fuck toys, right? Right? And they've dragged this wee herd around with them for thousands of years, these innocent poor wee people. And these innocent poor wee people have been dragged all around the entire world with them, and they were kind of groomed to call themselves Jews. I assure you though, the vast majority of Jews are not in on it. They don't have two fucking shekels to rub together, which is the clue. And these pieces of dirt, these fucking Georgian scumbags who are Pharaoh's fuck toys, they'll actually pretend they're Jews. Are they fuck, right? They worship an imaginary animal god they call Lucifer, which ironically they learned off the real Jews when Moses rescued them from Pharaoh, and the reward for that was for them to kill him, right? Although he did fuck a few of them off a cliff, which you can understand, can you? One of the most moral men of all time, Moses, who rescued them from being Pharaoh's fuck toys, threw some of them off a cliff because he fucking couldn't stand them, right? And he thought to himself, how come they can't grasp the most basic of concepts, right? He couldn't grasp himself. Every single thing they do is a deliberate choice, right? He just couldn't grasp, all right, they're sadism-addicted sex offenders who refused to ever develop anything at the front of their brain, so they get no self-awareness, no moral conscience, and no depth, no feelings for other people. They're just walking shite, and wait for it, they find it funny. They find the exact same joke they're the butt of funny, right? It's a solitary thought. Right? Every single thought they have, without exception, the exact same thought. You know, I magnified these fucking monotards and unitards. It took me a while. I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe they've only got one thought in their fucking head, right? One thought at all fucking times, right? And so what do they do instead? So think about it, they've got like an atom at the back of their fucking, behind their eyes, in this fucking arsehole. If you look at their fMRI brain scan, on that side, you'll see genuinely, provably, they're an arsehole, right? And the point is this. They've got an atom, a solitary brain cell for an intelligence, right? You can only really classify their intelligence as being a pulse. Instead of them splitting that atom, that solitary brain cell, and having their second thought, right? I'm literally hundreds of billions of galaxies away when it comes to different thoughts, right? They've yet to have their second, right? Fuck me. Right, so these unitards are being led by monotards. Both of them will not, neither of them will split that fucking solitary thought. Instead, they're obsessed with divide and conquer to the subatomic level. Literally. So, round about 100 years ago, here's the bad news, right? They decided, because they're obsessed with winning imaginary competitions only they're in, because, as you know, since infancy they refused to accept reality, that they're a piece of shite, yeah? So they invented an imaginary false self, you know, to tell them, no, everybody else says what you are, they are what you are, I'm a fucking spastic, please. So and that's just the females. The point is, that all I'm saying is, that they have gone to a subatomic level with divide and conquer, right? And the better part of 100 years ago, they decided, although they were obsessed with control, they want to control everything, because they've got to control reality, your perception of reality, because they fucking hate themselves, really, right? What they truly are. So they have to live in, everything has to be the exact opposite of reality because of their imaginary false self, this bullshit ego, right? And including their religion, which is fucking just a projection of what they are. An animal that thinks it's a god, right? So, what I'm saying though is, loads of them will genuinely believe it. Omni, indigo, boof, right? They get together these fucking black masses and they'll cover it in 2 nanoseconds, right? These pieces of fucking dirt. And they're just rabid sex offenders, right? Who are fucking morally insane, right? They know right from wrong, it's just they are thicker than pig shite. And what I'm saying is though that these fucking dirtbags have got to the stage where they realised they couldn't control reality really. So what they would have to do is kill every cunt, genocide, and so they would no longer have mirrors to reflect them exactly as they are. Right, so they needed to get rid of adult moral human beings because we're judgmental. It's not that they're just mental, you know, we're judgmental for reflecting scumbags who need shot through the fucking mouth exactly as they are, fucking vermin, right? Vermin. The point is, that trash decided on genocide, wait for it, the better part of 100 years ago, they decided on omnicide. I told you it was worth watching, right? If you looked up the word omnicide, right? They decided to mutate everything on Earth, right? Everything. And they're quite advanced in that, right? Why? Divide and conquer. Right? Divide and conquer everything they possibly can. Rather than split that solitary fucking brain cell they've got at the back of a fucking arsehole that's overflowing constantly with, you are what I am, you are what I am, you are what I am. They are spastics with shite behind their eyes who need a fucking head blown off with a shotgun. Wait for it. They're in control of your army, right? Admittedly, they're serial killers. However, they're meant to be your serial killers, you are paying for them, right? And your army should be rounding these pieces of dirt up and just fucking blowing their heads off, right? However, there's a more moral solution, and we can just use the law. You'll find it here. I might have said that a few times now. Right? You'll find the law, moral law, which surely your courts should be all about, shouldn't they?
No, courts should be about acts, rules and made up pish. Please, I'm a fucking spastic, please.
Your average judge. So the point is, obviously courts should be about moral law now. Not every single judge is a paedophile. Most of them. And so, who sit in their fucking creches, right? With wigs on in a high chair waving a rattle.
Oh, Mr. McBride, you've said words. You said words, Mr. McBride. That makes you, I am, a very bad person.
Your average judge. So what I'm saying is, though, so what I would say to a dirtbag like that in court, which probably wouldn't work out very well for me, is no, you're a spastic with shite behind your eyes and your fMRI brain scan proves you need your fucking head blown off with a shotgun, you fucking dirty wee bastard.
Oh, that's the violence. That's against the made up rules. Knowing that we need to be killed because we need to be killed. That's against the law.
So, that's the kind of shite you have in your kangaroo courts. But they want you to watch television instead of going to these courts and watching this fucking pantomime, this fucking open-air asylum, this creche of these fucking dirty little torags, right? Making up utter shite. Token gestures from here and there, because if they do token gestures, that'll magic away the universe beyond their comprehension, right? The point is, right, that fucking garbage dictate morality in courts. Surely, law should be moral in court, right? And don't we deserve that? Don't we deserve adult moral human beings as politicians and moral law in courts? Guilty. So the point is, all that fucking law is there. You as a collective can implement that, you can enforce it through law, moral law, and it's just one basic fucking simple obvious solution. Every single motherfucker who wants to be in any position of trust, or fatherfucker, right, any cunt, right, or absolute, who wants to be in a position of trust, must have a brain pass, right? You can't get on an aeroplane, right, unless you have a passport. Unless you're an illegal immigrant, because sex offenders are right into that, putting as many fucking illegal immigrants into your fucking life as possible, which they get off on because they all need shot through the mouth. So the point is, basically, brain pass. If you want to be in a position of trust, surely you must be trustworthy. If the front of your brain doesn't work, you're not trustworthy. You're a fucking piece of shit that needs its head blown off for what you chose to become your entire life, you cunt. Wait for it. Now these pieces of dirt, who are all Lucifer worshippers, right, who suck the shite out of the arse of these dirty little torag cunts, these Georgian paedophiles who've been kicked out of every fucking country since the dawn of fucking creation because they're walking shite who need to be fucking killed. Wait for it. On that site, you'll find the history, right? I've documented it. Go to that site and click on history, true history, right? And the first one is history of the Jews. Now, I repeat, the vast majority of Jews are not in it. Admittedly, 200,000 of them are, right? They're all paedophiles, and I would literally take a flamethrower to them, because you can only purify shite like that with fire. Although it is quite hard to set fire to shite. So what I'm saying is that they've been kicked out of every fucking country since the dawn of creation until that fucking garbage and their bullshit religion of worshipping imaginary animal gods met the Freemasons. The Freemasons are now Pharaoh's fuck toys, right? They've also got their elbow hanging out their arse, coming out their fucking mouth, working them. Freemasons, the vast majority of my paedophiles, I would think nothing of set the biggest fire you've ever seen and just throw them all on it, right? I wouldn't give a fuck about them screaming for their families. I don't give a fuck about them. They're the scum of the fucking earth. They're evil incarnate. Wait for it. They'll make token gestures. Oh, we're giving a cheque to charity. I'm a big fat paedophile bastard needing shot through its fucking mouth for what I get up to behind the scenes all the time. In my lodges, wearing my fucking Tommy Tippy apron, with shite behind my eyes, all babbling, come for me to the boys, 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 come for me to the boys. They are walking shite, right? And the cheques they give to charity, wait for it, they stole them. They stole all the money. They're thieving fucking gutter trash sex offenders, right? All of them, right? All of them. And the majority of them are fucking paedophiles, fucking beasts, right? And that's the top secret. That they all must keep secret, or you get killed. See, if you tell us, you get killed. You right? Now, obviously, I don't fear any of that fucking shite, right? So, I'm exposing all of them, right, on a regular basis. I'm even paying to actually expose that fucking shite, right? Wait for it though. I'm now shadow banned on every single site on earth, right? Funny that. Now, I wonder who could be running all these top sites, right? So that's X, which used to be called Twitter, YouTube, who have been on for 13 years, and they've been doing their level best to stop what I'm doing from getting out. They won't even let me pay them to advertise what I'm putting out, because it's too shocking. Because people might wake up and fucking kill them, and I don't want them to be fucking killed. These fucking pieces of shite. There's a more moral solution, right?
You keep talking about killing us though.
I know, because they do deserve to be fucking exterminated. They are trying to fucking kill. They are killing you.
He's a conspiracy theorist.
If you check out that site and you click on top secrets, you'll read all the ways they're killing you. Slowly but surely. Because they're being punished. Slowly yet surely. By the most loving force conceivable, and you're letting them take that out on you. They're incontinent arseholes. Right, so we can use the law, right? We can enforce just one simple, obvious solution: fMRI brain scans, right? Now, who would fear, I repeat, who would fear having an fMRI brain scan? Let me think this one through. Right, could it be someone who, when they have an fMRI brain scan, where we're chosen randomly as members of the public to attend, to witness, like jury duty, you know, that thing that used to happen, and basically, we would witness it. What would they be scared of? Well, you know the answer. They're a fucking arsehole, right? There's fuck all happening at the front of their brain. They are pathological liars, right? And sex offenders who can ejaculate without touching their genitals, right? In public. Which they get off on and believe that they're somehow in league with an imaginary animal god. They are spastics with shite behind their eyes who need their fucking head blown off, right? So what I'm saying is, there's a more moral solution where we can replace all that scum, right? There's only a handful of these wee shitheads pretending to be politicians, right? In each country, a handful. Why would millions of people be represented falsely by a handful of sex offenders who all need fucking hung? Now, the point is, so why millions of people?
Well, because millions of people are thick as shit. Millions of the people, there's no way they could understand basic concepts.
So that's what they would pretend, that would be their counter-argument, that millions of people are not intelligent enough collectively to all be politicians, right? Yeah? Which we can all become, right? Every motherfucker's got a mobile phone, we can all use the same app and vote regularly and actually decide what we want as our own way of life. You know, no more fucking immigrants flying in without passports, and I've nothing against immigrants, I'm one myself. I'm just saying they are the end result of jobs for the rats, right? Because the ones at the very bottom of the Turd of Babel, the upside down pyramid made of shite, right? The ones at the very top, ironically, have to be given jobs. And their job is, as sex offenders, to every fucking day, these fucking sub-simians with these fucking insect-sized brains, they get up every fucking day and think, what can I say I do with my spastic brain I need to be killed for, please? Right? What can I say I do with my spastic brain I need to be killed for, please? Right? Every one of them, they're fucking identicons, right? So, they think up something every fucking day to get off on, which they believe is power, and if they can hide it in plain view, then they're more intelligent. You know, they've got this grandiose level of intelligence. They have delusions of intelligence, and that's what they suffer from, right? They've got a solitary fucking brain cell between them, thus why they call themselves a hive mind. They're insectoid, right? Hold that thought, motherfucker. Motherfucker. So, when you, as a collective, with everyone you fucking love, who I assure you, you're all being slowly fucking killed. And I've got fantastic solutions, and I'm working on more, and I'll come to them, right? Fantastic solutions that can rid you of all the toxins, pollutants, and even active fallout they've deliberately put into you, which they decided to do when they decided on omnicide 90 years ago. Why? Because they want to win, right? A competition only these pieces of dirt are in and only must know about so they can win. An imaginary competition only they're in, right? Because if you found out about it, you probably would kill them, right? All of them, right? What I'm saying though is, right, fuck all that shit. They decided on omnicide because they want to rule over dust, right? I like where I said dust. And so, right, think about that. If they reduce everything to dust, then they win. You see? It makes sense. They are spastics with shite behind their eyes and a fucking insect that is able to actually walk about in a human body, right? So, which is why they've been kicked out of every fucking country throughout history. Which you'll find here. I repeat, the average Jew follows Judaism and they're not in on it. I better cut to the chase, right? This will blow your socks off, right? If you're not angry, you might be after this, and I repeat though, don't get angry unless you want to, and then channel it positively and constructively and morally, right? Because otherwise, I'll tell you this, that fucking trash want to drag you down with them, right? They're obsessed in their magical thinking fantasy world that there's an imaginary animal god that's going to show up and save the day. When the paedophiles at the very bottom of the Turd of Babel know it's all bullshit, right? But that's how they got into the Freemasons, that's how they got all this, the pus that's coming from the dying corpse of your culture, right? Which these pieces of shit are behind, doing their level best to destroy everywhere they've fucking been in history. Every country they've been fucking kicked out of because they won't stop murdering children and pretending it's for an imaginary animal god, which you'll find proof of beyond any shadow of a doubt on that site, right? They are walking shite and have to be exterminated. And the most moral way you can exterminate them is pull their jugular out their fucking throat. How? Get rid of their politicians. These are just puppets. They're all fucking rabid sex offenders who would shit themselves and jump off a cliff rather than take an fMRI brain scan. You hold all the fucking power on this one, right? You can demand that your representative take an fMRI brain scan. If they refuse, they're not fucking human. It's a bit of a giveaway, isn't it? How come I would take one every fucking day? Would you not? If you're human, what is it you've got to fear? Right? So here's the horrid calendar, right? That these pieces of dirt have been groomed to follow. Admittedly, and they're so stupid they can't grasp this, the ones I'll expose are actually at the top of the Turd of Babel. And they're actually above the ones that they actually think they're looking up to when they're actually sucking the shite up and out of their arse, right? These cartoon rats stuck in a fucking drain pipe who follow this bullshit religion these fucking, dirtbags came up with when they first met the real Jews, who innocently said to them, we follow this certain religion, and by the way, we also know we believe there's a bad person, we believe in like a god and all that, and that there's an animal god, and you don't be like that. And when they taught these fucking pieces of shite who Moses had saved, Pharaoh's fucktoys, when they taught them what Lucifer was, they went, oh, because all of them are identicons, right? From infancy, as you know, they bullshit themselves that they aren't to blame for what they're to blame for, right? And they invent an imaginary false self, and to the day they die, they talk constant fucking shite to themselves. And they're riddled with existential envy. Why? Because they've got no fucking soul. Your soul's not going to stay with you. If you're going to be sinning and sinning and sinning, you lose a scrap of your soul every time you sin and then fail and choose not to feel remorse. You're given time to atone, make amends for your sins, and if you don't, off it goes. Till eventually you're a bare naked evil sex offender, right? Worse though, I repeat, you'll find it on this site as well. If you go to the Erol's work page, one of them is admitting he not only doesn't have a soul, he admits to being a sadistic sex offender, right? Who overpowered his sadistic inner child, rewired the brain, took over, and essentially he's like a demonic possession, a ghost in the machine. His brain, a tiny, tiny wee brain, no more than a tissue of lies. And don't feel sorry for the cunt, right? He doesn't admit Well, he does say that he's addicted to sadism, but the point is, he doesn't admit that he's a sex offender who gets off without touching his genitals, right? And sucks this supply of dopamine. Right? But he's against most of these magical thinkers, even though he is one himself. He's just not as bad as them. And it's the best admission of any sociopath I've ever heard. So I put it there, and it's on the Erol's work page. And when you watch it, when you finish watching, you go, oh, no fun. Right? Because people talk about, ghosts, and I've met people who, I'd love to see a ghost. I'd love to see a ghost. I've never seen one. You're surrounded by them. The vast majority of them essentially are ghosts. It's a virus that's taken over a brain and killed its inner child, right? However, there are some of them. 0.0001%. That wicked little bastard's still in there, right? That wicked wee cunt. And it's to know hell. That's its next port of call, right? A soulless, naked little fucking vampire, right? Off it goes in that direction, right? And people think, well, what's hell? Is it a lake of fire? Is it fuck? It's just to be separated from love for eternity. Right? For eternity, right? Because just like energy, once life is created, it can't ever cease to exist, Yeah? For example, energy can only change forms. Same with life, and it can't ever end, and love has always been. There are no imaginary gods, there's no good God, bad God, this God, that God, it's all fucking bullshit. There's just love. Love has always been, and it's no coincidence, it keeps us at a great fucking distance. And that's my advice. If one of these pieces of shite is in your life, put as much distance between yourself and them as you possibly can, because they're toxic, right? Everything about them's toxic, and if you check that site out for the top secrets, you'll realise just how far these toxic fucking... What they are is a cancer, really, that kills the host, ergo themselves. And remember, they are Pharaoh's fuck toys, fact, right? They're direct descendants of Pharaoh's fuck toys. And what was Pharaoh's entire empire all about? It was a suicide cult, right? And they're too stupid to grasp the basic concept. They're in a suicide cult. Although some of them don't give a fuck as long as they get to betray you as sex offenders and have shite you're not getting because you greedy fucking... The point is that it's a suicide cult. If you look at Egypt, remember, these are the bastard children of a long dead pharaoh, right? And they're the scum of the earth, the tiniest brain ever shot into creation. The point is, if you look at what Egypt was, how many thousands of fucking slaves building a pyramid? It's a pyramid scheme. With them, they're so retarded the pyramid's upside down. Right, so in that pyramid scheme, what did Pharaoh do to his closest allies? What his servants, his personal servants, right? So he turned every single motherfucker in the whole of Egypt into his fuck toys, right? He let those ones go, no wonder. And Moses, just take them, I don't give a fuck about them, the fucking scum of the earth. The point is, he made it a suicide cult, right? Every single motherfucker had to build his pyramid, right? A huge pyramid scheme. And the people who were the closest to him, right? His personal fucking servants, their reward, to be walled up inside the fucking pyramid with them after he was dead and pretty much starved to death, And that's what these fucking dirty little low-life cunts have planned, right? Some of these pieces of shite, although quite a lot of them have accepted omnicide, pretty much because, I repeat, some of them do believe that once they've reduced everything to dust, right, the imaginary animal god will appear, right, and all the dust will be reanimated, right, and they'll be the king of dust, right. They are magical thinking spastics with shite behind their eyes who've been routinely but purified by fire, killed, expelled, right? I'll say it again, expelled, right? Maybe there's the same word. And every single fucking country on earth. Oh, that makes them the anti-Semites, right? Semitic, I'll give you a very, very brief definition of Semitic. Semitic was a language invented by Arabs who wanted to do better business because they all spoke different dialects. So they invented a language called Semitic, right? And afterwards they were called Semites. And then along came these wee Georgian chameleons, right? And they adopted that and they started calling themselves fucking Semites. They're not fucking Semites, they're from fucking Georgia, the arse crack between Russia and Turkey. There's nothing Jewish about them except they have a herd that follows them about who genuinely follow Judaism. However, in Israel, they're not allowed to have a DNA test. Funny that, by law, not allowed to have a DNA test, otherwise they'd know.
Here, hang on a minute. We're actually no from here.
Right? And it was actually Pharaoh who renamed Canaan Israel, right? It was called Canaan, and after he fucked off with the fucktoys, these Georgian bastards, right? It was called Canaan again, right? They eventually became Palestine, and these wee dirty low-life cunts essentially invented, got into the Freemasons, and these fucking traitors, right, were manipulated by these wee dirty bastards so they could get back into Canaan, then called Palestine by that juncture, and call it Israel. Why? Because they wanted to convert an ancient made-up Israel by a long-dead pharaoh and make it an entire Lucifer worshipping cult out in the open where every single motherfucker on earth will either follow that religion or be killed, right? Now, I repeat though, they've already decided on omnicide, so X amount of them believe they're taking all the antidotes, and I'll come to that, you'll be quite glad to hear. For example, you might want to look up Hopo 14. I hope it gives you hope. Oh, right, Hopo 14. These wee evil bastards were taking intravenous injections for donkey's years, right? And the dirtbag behind the fucking COVID bullshit, that wee fucking evil cocksucker, he's in on it, right? That wee slime bag, right? Who used a fucking bioweapon to kill as many people as possible for them, that wee fuck toy, right? And the point is, you'll find it if you look up COVID genocide on Top Secrets. And what I'm saying is, though, all I'm pointing out is that they've been taking intravenous injections to deal with nuclear fallout, which their own ancestors are behind, these wee fucking scumbags, right? And what has come out now is Hopo 14, which is 100 times better than what they've been injecting. You can just take it orally. However, this is the extent that these fucking divide and conquer, right, because they will not split the solitary fucking brain cell these insects have at the back of that fucking arsehole. So, what I'm saying is, these incontinent, toxic fucking scumbags who have taken Pharaoh and his suicide cult and turned it upside down, you know? And basically, it is just a suicide cult, and all these rat bastards who essentially are the pus of your culture, who are fucking delighted to be part of it, because they know they're not fit to fucking sweep the streets. They're just trash, right? Garbage, just rabid fucking sex offenders whose every waking thought is a request to have their fucking head blown off. And what I'm pointing out is, that fucking trash, they're killing them. That's the thank you get for doing a deal with the fucking devil. Now, so I could cover all that, and I could explain to you everything. However, just read it for yourself, and what I'll do is now I'll cover how stupid the cult is, right? How stupid they fucking are, right? It's almost, well, in fact, it is beyond stupid. I repeat, the level of intelligence can only be classified as a fucking pulse, right? So, they stick to a calendar. Remember, they invented Luciferianism. Why? Because paedophiles have been making up this shite since the dawn of history. For example, the Mayans invented, the moon's going to go in front of the sun, so why don't we stand on top of a temple and tell them that the sun's a god, and if we don't get the children to rape and murder in public on top of a temple, then that'll make the god angry, and they've got to do it. They are babbling spastics with shite behind their eyes who need their fucking heads cut off, right? And so, picture that, a paedophile standing on top of a temple going, blah, 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 right? Because it believes to itself, it has a grandiose level of intelligence spastics can't have, right? But humans are so stupefied easily because they just can't bring themselves to believe that a fucking insect in human form can be that evil and deranged. Look up the word deranged. It's a really good definition of what they are to a T. So, what I'm saying is though, picture it on top of that fucking temple and the Mayans, right? And the moon. They know when it's going to happen, and the moon starts to go in front of the sun. It's all going to officially pretend proven. It's all going to officially pretend proven, right? That's they're fucking retards. Monotards and unitards. Unitards being led by monotards. So what I'm saying is, they make retards seem like geniuses. All I'm pointing out is that Picture that though. He's standing on top of a temple with his fucking trousers down, right? With a wee Tommy Tippy apron on, right? What's it doing? Murdering a human, murdering a baby, and ejaculating in public, needing its fucking head cut off, right? They're all identical, right? And all these people following this bullshit religion, when the moon goes in front of the sun, they're like,
Oh, fuck, it must be all true. There must be a sun god. There must be angry with us if we don't let this fuckhole continue to murder children in front of us at the top of a temple with its trousers down.
right? That's still happening, right? Where else did it happen? Peru, right? Away up there in whatever the fuck you call that, Machu Picchu, I don't give a fuck. The point is, right, up there, they're still finding thousands and thousands of children's bones, the exact same bullshit, and those cocksuckers never met each other. They're identicons, right? Now, you can trace it all the way back to Africa. I'm thinking roughly about 100,000 years ago, they were shot out of Africa, right? And had to go to the most extreme remote parts of the world to carry out this utter bullshit. They're fucking paedophiles who are leading a herd of gullible bastards about, and they think you are part of the herd because you won't wake the fuck up. No matter how much food for thought I give you. Despite all these cunts trying to oppress everything that I fucking do, I'm selflessly paying so you'll wake the fuck up for everyone you love. And even if you're one of these rat bastards stuck in a fucking drain pipe behind your eyes, they're killing you. That's your thanks for doing a fucking deal with the devil, right? And you can do something about it. There's a moral solution. There's moral law you can implement. You can replace a handful of fuck toys, these wee puppets, with their fucking elbows hanging there. That's the exact same fucking paedophile ring in control of all the puppets in every fucking country. It's all bullshit through their media fucking whores, their prostitutes, these disgusting bastards. What I'm saying is, you can get rid of a lot of them and replace them all. Everyone's got a mobile fucking phone, right? We just have the same app and we start voting. We don't need a handful of wee sex offenders who are lying fucking bastards who would run and shit their pants open in fear of having an fMRI brain scan which would expose them exactly as they fucking are. Arseholes. Right, and what I'm saying is, with one app that we would all have on our mobile phones until we realise we need to put our mobile phones in the bin and go back to using laptops, landlines and fucking Ethernet cables, because they are actually irradiating us. But that aside, you can read that on the Top Secrets page. If you click on mobile phones, right, and you'll see individual cells that you have being fucking hammered, right, by microwaves, right, which are coming out your phone and out your wireless devices, which they're fully aware of because it's on the side, right? They want to mutate everything on Earth. Why? Because they believe there's a good God. And they pretend the good God's to blame for what they chose to turn themselves into. Right? So,
Somebody else is to blame. Bad boy done it, ran away.
right, they are spastics with shite behind their eyes who pretend they're not to blame from the cradle to the grave.
Somebody else's fault. Bad boy done it, ran away.
Right, so it's a good God's fault, an imaginary good God. There are no fucking gods, nobody in the fucking clouds, no imaginary animal fucking gods, right? Basically, the good God in the clouds doesn't fucking exist. They made themselves that way, right? And they were arrested like that by the most loving force conceivable, right? A personal, individual punishment. It's personal, right? Just like gravity works on you personally, doesn't mean you're special, you know? It's just a law, and it's the way it should be, right? Without it, as you know, I'd be past Uranus by now. Don't misinterpret that. So, what I'm pointing out is, they're pretending to their cult of fucking retards, right? That these cartoon rats stuck in a drain pipe in their eyes, that it's the imaginary good God who's the bad guy. And the imaginary animal God, just like the fucking Mayans with their fucking moon god and their sun god, and the Peruvians, and the Egyptians with their fucking sun god, is fucking retards. A suicide cult after suicide cult after homicidal paedophile ring after homicidal paedophile ring, manipulating the fucking sheeple and going, oh, and ejaculating in public. They are fucking spastics. What I'm saying is, it's just history repeating itself again and again, as you'll see if you check on the history of the Jews, where I again say the majority of people who follow Judaism, I don't have a fucking clue about this, right? So, what I'm saying is, hopefully they wake up and realise, what the fuck, right? I repeat, they don't have two shekels to rub together, which is a fucking bit of a clue. These greedy black fucking holes have trillions, right? That doesn't go through the books. Funny enough. So, what I'm pointing out is that they have these rat bastards believing it's the imaginary good God that's to blame. So, basically, what they want to do is destroy all beauty. Destroy everything beautiful that might be like that God, right? What did they start with? Well, what a surprise. Infants. Now, I wonder who would want to be sadistically cruel to as much as they possibly could to infants. Let me think now. Oh, a paedophile, and what do they tend to form? Rings. Yeah? And so basically, what I'm going to do now is expose their calendar, right? They don't want you to know about this. Here's all the dates, these fucking pieces of shite, right? Get together to defile infants. Anything that's beautiful, anything that they think, ironically, is actually beautiful and godlike. They think I'm beautiful and godlike. It's not bad, eh? However, they happen to be evil incarnate, and I repeat, can only be purified by fire, right? So, I'm pointing out though, I just want this to become humanure, sidelined, and we get rid of a lot of this and clean up after this fucking historical incontinent monkeys tea party, right? So, all I'm pointing out is, right, we push them to one side and they become humanure, right? And basically, we stop what's happening because they are trying their best to destroy beauty. Why? Because they're as ugly as sin. They're as ugly as fucking sin. The ugliest cunts on earth, the ugliest fucking creatures ever shot into creation, and they fucking know it, you ugly bastards. So, what I'm saying is, no you. Well, unless you're one of them. Fuck you. What I'm saying is that basically when they kill a baby, they've been groomed to believe by these paedophiles who are full of shite and know it's all bullshit. They just want a supply, right? But I'll come to it. Basically, they want a supply of children, and if they groom these fuckwits with their bullshit religion, they can get a supply of children, right? Right? And it makes them have delusions of grandeur, you know, that they've got a level of intelligence spastics can't have. Their level of intelligence, I repeat, is a pulse. It's just a binary calculator that's addicted to sadism, looping, going me, right? That's all it says at all fucking times. You couldn't make that up. Took me a while to work that out. But the point is though, so they're dirtbags. At the very top of the Turd of Babel, right, which is upside down, this is what they actually do in keeping with a religion that's been added to for, let me think, roughly about 2,000 years. They've been adding shite to it. Funny that, you know, you make up more shite. Oh, that's part of it. I think that's true. We need to do that because I think that's gone the true, and we've got to do that. They are spastics with shite behind their eyes who need their fucking heads cut off, right, and put in the bin because they're fucking trash. However, you know there's a more moral solution. I don't know if you'll still think that after I tell you this, right? I'll tell you one last thing. Hurry up! I'll tell you one last thing, right? The ones at the very bottom are addicted to adrenochrome, right? Do you not know what that is, right? How do you get adrenochrome? Well, you get an infant and you fucking torture it. I mean, the infant's its adrenal glands are triggered. And what these pieces of dirt have been kicked out of every fucking country in history, as you'll find there, provably, is for they know exactly where to inject the child to withdraw specific types of adrenochrome from the child. And they suck it, right? And so you could say that they're actually vampires. No, they've not got holes in their teeth and, you know, they don't sleep in coffins, I imagine. And the point is, they're addicted to it, and what happens when they have the adrenochrome and they take it, it's their drug of choice, it's what they're addicted to, these fucking scumbags, right? What happens is this, they go, their fucking head almost comes off their shoulders, right? And they genuinely believe they're actually communicating with demons. Imaginary demons, right? And you know, that they're getting special secrets delivered to them in Spaziland, to their one solitary brain cell. Now think about this. Lucifer, imagine Lucifer existed, right? Right? Reduced from destroying whole solar systems. Wait for it. For example, imagine you were Lucifer and there's a whole planet and you go, everybody, here, wake up, I'm Lucifer. And everybody goes, what the fuck? They look up to the heavens and there's Lucifer with his trousers down, and two horns and hooves and a hard on he can't get rid of, right? And he's looking down at the planet and basically he says to everybody on Earth, or whatever that planet's called, right? I'm pretty much going to fucking kill you in a couple of minutes. How do you feel about that? Happy or sad? And everybody's like, oh no, fuck no. And Lucifer says, ha, and then sprays them with a jet of fucking fire from his cum sacks. And so, and all I'm saying is that, and then literally incinerates everybody on the planet and laughs at them running about in flames, right? Now, reduced from that to making weekly visits to a paedophile ring in Buckinghamshire with a bunch of fucking nonces with shite behind their eyes and their trousers down going, poof, right? Reduced from destroying whole worlds to putting in weekly appearances to a paedophile ring of spastics with shite behind their eyes who babble constant shite from the cradle to the fucking grave, right? Is that what Lucifer would do? Would he really be reduced for that to that, right? But they genuinely, X amount of them do genuinely believe that Lucifer exists and an imaginary good God exists and the imaginary good God's to blame for this. They are babbling spastics with shite behind their eyes. You said that a few times. So, as I was saying, they're addicted to adrenochrome, right? So, and this is, well, these fucking retards. They go off their tits when they have it and genuinely believe they're talking to the demons, right? They're fucking retards. Magical thinking retards. A phase you're supposed to, if you go through it, get beyond it by the age of 3. These rat bastards don't make it beyond 5. None of them. The unitards don't make it beyond 5. The monitards don't make it beyond 3. You're being murdered by 3-year-olds who are literally sub-simian insects that need to be fucking purified by fire. And you'll find out exactly why next year then. These are the dates where they all get together, these wee fucking magic circles, these wee cults, in your fucking local area, right? All over the fucking planet, these wee fucking dirty bastards. And this is what they get up to on specific dates. And don't get me wrong, sometimes their schedules get mixed up and they haven't got to move a day, you know. However, they all get off on it. Oh, it's the self-amazing spasticry. This is brilliant. Oh, we're in a special secret. We all need to be killed. That's a special secret. So anyway, basically, what they do after they murder on these specific dates, and you'll be horrified, right? Hopefully, and it'll wake you the fuck up and tell everyone, right? So, every human, right? On these specific dates, after they murder these infants, women, men, right? Even animals, right? The lower downs, right? Or who are actually at the top, basically, of the Turd of Babel, some of them are reduced to murdering animals as part of this bullshit religion, right? So, for a god that they've been worshipping and pretending to worship to their herd for what, around about 3,500 years, and then it morphed when they met Jews around about actually it started around about 6,000 years ago. Then they showed up, the Georgians, as Pharaoh's fuck toys. So that was about maybe say 4,000 years ago. Then Moses rescued them about 3,500 years ago. So they met Jews, and then the innocent original good Jews, basically, and you know, and their herd are good as well. The point is, they then taught them Lucifer bullshit, and basically that's what it's been ever since then. And they've added bullshit to ever fucking since, blah blah fucking blah, right? So, and the nigger's still not shown up. After fucking thousands of years of them murdering children. This is for an imaginary animal god. The nigger's still not shown up. You know, it must be it must still be like destroying whole solar systems, which Treasure's done. No, it doesn't exist. They are spastics who talk constant shite, right? And they've stupefied these rat bastards to follow them. Pretty much they want to, because they're all sex offenders. They are disgusting. The meaning to their life is basically sex, right? And they are fucking disgusting perverts and homicidal maniacs, right? Thieving fucking criminal garbage, right? Who are guilty of every fucking crime you can think of. They are walking shite. They take the victims that you're about to hear about to your local crematorium, right? The funny thing is, because the Freemasons, who are the fucktoys of Pharaoh's fucktoys, own your police force. Your police force, they fucking own them, right? Did you know that your police force don't control your CCTV cameras that film everything that you fucking do, right? They own them, the Freemasons. And they can erase them, which rather covers their trail of their hooves when they're taking their victims to the crematorium to get rid of them. In Britain, 10,000 people go missing every single fucking year, and not one toenail shows up. Funny that, isn't it? With all the DNA tests we can do and all the rest of it, not even one toenail shows up. Of 10,000 people every year, these wee dirty fucking scumbags, right? They are murdering 10,000 people every fucking year in Britain alone, right? And no trace of them ever showed up. Funny that. I mean, literally, surely, even like one of your legs shows up, you know, somewhere, and go, oh fuck, that's I will find out who it is. Oh, it's that. We better tell the family. We found your son's leg. You know what I'm saying is,
We don't have a son, that's our daughter.
sorry, she should have painted her toenails. What I'm saying is that this is what they do. They take them to the fucking crematorium, then delete the CCTV footage, right? Do you hang about crematoriums at night? You probably should, right? Do you go to visit kangaroo courts? You should, instead of watching television. Let's replace them all, right? Spread the word, right? I'm selflessly spending money as best I fucking can while these cunts try and fucking clamp me down. Oh, you can't get the truth out.
Not yet.
Because the animal god's coming. So, here's the dates, right? On January the 1st, it's called New Year's Day, right? I already knew it was called New Year's Day, right? It's the Druid Feast. Think about all these paedophiles who need their fucking head cut off, right? With an axe, right? Wearing paper hats. Oh, babbling constant shite. A Druid's feast, right? They are fucking spastics, right? And the victim must be aged between 15 to 33 years of age, right? New Year's Day. On January the 7th, it's called Saint Winebald Day, right? And the victim must be male. Ideally human, right? Unless they can't organise that one. Their blood must be spilled as a sacrifice to their imaginary animal god, right? You couldn't make this up. And since some of the rings can't capture a human, right? They're the lower downs who are actually at the top. They must stick to these calendar dates. It's a must. So they go and get an animal, right? Now the average person eats animals anyway. However, they babble shite over it. Boof. Part of the ritual, whether it's human, remember 15 to 33-year-old human, right? Or an animal, they got off sexually on dismembering it, was babbling shite, right? Think about that. 10,000 people in Britain alone go missing every fucking year. These pieces of shite dismember them, right? And then put them in a crematorium, right? Turn them to ash. You're not even find a toenail. So, anyway, on January the 17th, satanic revels. They have an orgy with the victim, right? An orgy. These fucking gutter trash spastics, right? Wait for it. This is people who are pretending to be your judges, pretending to be your politicians, or they work in the local bakery, right? Or they work in your local fucking council. They're all in it together. It's a great special secret. Without self-awareness. Right, these grossly unself-aware pieces of dirt, they get off on knowing secrets because it proves they've got a level of intelligence spastics can't have. It's not going to officially pretend proven. And that's just the females. So the point is, so they have an orgy with the victim. It must be oral, so that they're penetrating the victim's mouth. If it's female, wait for it. And that on this one, on satanic revels, it has to be female. And here's the good news, right? It has to be oral, vaginal and anal intercourse with a 7-year-old girl. Wait for it. Or, if they can't get a 7-year-old, she can't be any older than 17. It's all gone official in Spazzy land. Right? So, anyway, on January the 20th to the 27th, it's called Candlemas, right? Where they stick candles up their arse. Right? They must abduct a victim who they then prepare. And usually the witches, right, they got these hard-assed, horrendous fucking inbred horrors, right? They prepare them, right, and cover them in whatever herbs they've come up with and whatever bullshit. And very often they will give them something to try and pretend they're good people, because they'll give them something to try and numb the pain and all the rest of it. So, and however, the blood must be spilled, and then oral, vaginal, and anal sex performed on them. The victim must be sacrificed, and it must be a child of any age. And that's the fucking shite you have running your whole fucking country and running the whole fucking world, right? and the pus from your dying culture, that's what they're fucking doing. Here we go. January the 22nd, St. Agnes Eve. The retards get together and cast spells. You couldn't make that up.
We're casting the spells. We're doing the casting of the spells of the
Magical thinking. In other words, they conspire together. Who are we going to get next? Who are we going to get next? Who are we going to get next? They are. So anyway, so they get off on, when they're conspiring, they get off on all knowing they need shot dead. Right? You should be there with a flamethrower and purifying them, right? And that's what they get off on sexually, because they know the special secret. Right? And it's getting it because they are junkie jerk-offs, right? They ejaculate in public in front of each other, disgusting fucking filth, right? The meaning of their life is intercourse, even without touching, without flicking their beans of their witches. You know, most of the paedophiles and the witches, they've got arseholes like a wizard's slave. Every Freemason has got an arsehole like a wizard's slave. What does that tell you? So on February the 2nd, Sabbath festival, there must be a blood sacrifice, right? If not human, then an animal is slaughtered, right? So that shows you the ones who get to slaughter the humans, the ones at the top that they think's the bottom, in the upside down pyramid made of shite, the Turd of Babel, they genuinely believe the ones who can slaughter the humans are the powerful. Evil is self-destruction amongst others, you probably begin to believe. So anyway, February the 2nd, satanic revels, right? An orgy of oral sex against the victim with vaginal and anal penetration of a 7 to 17-year-old female, for which you get a funeral pyre going, right? You cover it in paraffin or whatever your fuel of choice is. You take them all, you impale them on it, set fire to them, and basically enjoy them screaming. That's what your ancestors did.
Oh, those were very, very bad people, all those ancestors, all those good people. I mean, all those... Oh, imagine burning evil people.
Basically, your ancestors routinely executed this fucking shite for what they got up to, right? These disgusting, diseased sex offenders, these rabid fucking scumbags, right? Grossly unself-aware pieces of dirt, right? What I'm saying is, all your ancestors routinely killed them, right? Admittedly, they were actually controlled by one from afar, but amongst them though, in their village, or further afield, if they found one like that, they routinely executed them, and you've been groomed to believe that your ancestors were bad people for killing bad people. When you by the end of this, you'll think to yourself, maybe we should kill these bad people. And I'm saying no, fuck them, there's millions of them, right? And if you do, they'll take your trained serial killers, you're groomed to call an army, right, who will be gleeful in coming for you, right? And so what I'm saying is, fuck all that shit, right? I don't want anything to do with them. They're just the fucking scum of the earth, right? They're trash. Being them is punishment enough. The moral law of divinity makes it personal, and I assure you their life's not worth living. They're fucking gutter trash. And what I'm saying is, we can be more moral, focus on moral law, moral solutions, and then start this fucking clean-up operation, which will take generations, right? February the 25th, Walpurgis Day, right? A communion, right? They're always into sacrilege, these fucking retards, because there's an imaginary good god and an imaginary animal. Fucking retards. The point is, a communion of blood and dismemberment of a victim of any age. Remember, the younger they can get, the more powerful they are. So anyway, March the 1st, I can't even pronounce it, Saint Aikatad Day. And so, wait for it, the drinking of human blood for strength, right? And as an homage to imaginary demons, who they basically that aggrandizes the ego of the spastic society. You know, I conjured an imaginary demon last night. Oh, did you? Oh, you're brilliant, by the way. What did the demon say to you? I can't remember. How come? I was after my tits on adrenochrome, right? So did you meet a demon then?
It told me special secrets that I now know.
Don't you work in the local bakery?
I can make much better bread now.
So they are fucking retards who need their fucking heads put in the bin after you cut them off at the neck. However, I'm just letting you know what should happen to them. What I'm saying to you is, let's do it more morally. We don't have to deal with this utter fucking slew of incontinence, right? They have to get our hands dirty, right? And they will just come for you anyway, you know. And so, obviously I have no fear of these fucking pieces of shite, right? I love, you know. I love morality, I love the truth. I'm a really, really good motherfucker, you know. And the thing is, I have priceless gifts on a regular basis. I've death is nothing to fear, you know. So anyway, the point is this: what I would fear is being what they are, right? And a few of them have contacted me to tell me they're fucking terrified of what they've become, right? So anyway, on St. Eichard Day, right, the victim can be male or female of any age. So then on March the 12th to the 13th it's called Purim, right, and on March the 15th to the 17th it's the Ides of March, right. On March the 20th it's the spring equinox, right, it's the Sabbath festival, right, it's their black mass, black Sabbath, right, and so where the retards have a fertility orgy, ding, 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 ding. Oh, every single one with a butt plug in, because they've all got arseholes like a wizard slave, right, and so they have oral, vaginal and anal sex with a victim of any age, male, female, human or animal, right. Think about that fucking garbage, down the woods, fucking animals, right, then cutting them into bits and then going, oh, right. Worse, obviously they kill babies, they kill, and that's the ones they worship, right? And they're feeding them this, right? By going along with this bullshit religion, right? Why? Because they're rabid sex offenders who need to be purified by fire, right? And who, their life's not worth living. I know these cunts inside out. Fuck being them. So anyway, so Shrovetide, 3 days before Ash Wednesday, it's celebrated by the retards who call themselves witches, and which gets some respect off the paedophiles if they call themselves witches.
So going official, I'm officially a witch because I've got a broomstick hanging out my arsehole.
Right, and so anyway, so they're all in what they call the magic circles. You couldn't make this up. They don't develop beyond the magical thinking phase of a 3-year-old mental handicap. So that's their occult Sabbath, you know, on Ash Wednesday, or 3 days before Ash Wednesday. Getting in early. So then it's Good Friday, in a day of passion, right? What a surprise, these fucking junkie jerk-offs have a day of passion. The meaning of their life? Sadistic sex offences. All rabid sex offenders, and that's who is in control of your entire world, right? And who are being bullshitted by the people who invented an imaginary animal god to suck all this crap down with them. Right, so anyway, they then, on that day, on Good Friday, they celebrate ding, 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 the death of Christ, right? It's very important, right? With the mockery of murdering a man. So some guy that they conspire to fucking, we'll use him, we'll get him. Oh, this is brilliant. We know a special secret. It's great. We get to actually all stand in a circle and fucking ejaculate while he gets killed. Right? That's who's running your country. So anyway, and he uses blood as part of the ceremony, which the fuckwits call sacrifice to their imaginary animal god. But let me go back a wee tiny bit. Christ. Oh, you have to believe in the Christ. What is Christ? Now, this, I call this site Christ-like be. It could be called Moses-like be. However, this might sound blasphemous, right? However, I'm actually more moral than Moses and Yehoshua of Nazareth put together. Because Moses fucked people off a cliff. And Yehoshua of Nazareth, who we call Jesus Christ, his real name was Yehoshua of Nazareth. Yehoshua of Nazareth actually took a bullwhip to Pharaoh's fuck toys. On record, in the Bible, right? He took a bullwhip to them. Why? For the crime against humanity called usury that's on every fucking street corner and we're groomed to call a bank. I'll come back to it. The point is, his real name was Yehoshua of Nazareth, yet people call him Jesus Christ. Wait for it. Even though the letter J was not invented till the 7th century. So, at that aside, Constantine the Great discovered this story and basically decided he would like to work out how to appease the Europeans and the Asians at the same time. So he took the story of Yehoshua of Nazareth, who he loved, A wonderfully moral man, although he did kill Yehuda, right? People think Yehoshua of Nazareth was nailed to a fucking tree. Was he? Fuck, you know, it was actually Yehoshua who shouldn't have done it. He set up Yehuda. It was Yehuda nailed to a fucking tree. So all I'm pointing out, and then he fucked off. What I'm saying is, which is why he was sweating cobs in the Garden of Gethsemane. All I'm pointing, I've covered it in Yehoshua, or Erol On Lucifer of Nazareth. You might want to watch it. What I'm saying is, if you can find it, what I'm saying is that basically Constantine the Great renamed him Yehoshua of Nazareth to Jesus Krishna, right? Jesus, the god of the Greeks, right? Zeus, right? Jesus at that juncture. And basically Krishna, which appeased the Asians, right? So Jesus Krishna, and eventually 7 decades, I'll say that again, 7 centuries later, right? 7 centuries later, letter J was invented and Jesus became Jesus. And eventually Krishna became Christ. So it's quite important that these people who say, I met the Christ puts in monthly appearances to me in North America, you know, whatever, right? Why wouldn't Yehoshua of Nazareth tell you that his real name wasn't Jesus Christ, right? But these retards don't know this when they're in the woods, murdering men as an insult to an imaginary Christ that was crucified was fucking Yehuda, and his real name was Yehoshua of Nazareth, and they probably fucked off to France. So anyway, that aside, Easter to them is every day. Again, a bloody human sacrifice of a male or female adult has to be, right? It has to be in keeping with its body religion. It has to be the adult of the right. So anyway, April the 21st to April the 26th, again, they got off from conspiring. Oh, Erol's a conspiracy theorist. Erol is what we are. We're spastics with shite behind our eyes. We would never conspire. Even though we conspire all the time and we need to be killed for it. So I'm what they are, you know, I'm a conspiracy theorist, even though I work out their conspiracies, yeah? And obviously you can actually find this calendar for yourself. You'll find it on my website there. And Joe, what did I say? I meant to say site. It's not a web site. Fuck them and their webs. And so they, to quote Bob Dylan, they're drowning in the webs that they spin. So, it's a beautiful song, that Joker Man. It's well worth going and listening to. Sums them up to a fucking T. Anyway,
Stop clapping your hands, lad. You put me off my dinner.
you know what you mad fuck. So anyway, what I'm saying is that, right, so they conspire, right, obviously, because they've got to get their schedules together and pick out who's it we're going to kill. Right? They are fucking lunatics, but however, they always know right from wrong, these dirtbags, and that's what they get off on, right? Because they know right from wrong, right? That's what gives them their fucking orgasm without even flicking their beans, you know, with their broomsticks hanging at their arsehole and their butt plugs in or whatever. And so, April the 21st to 26th, they go on conspiring, and after they finish panting whilst needing shot, they then abduct a victim and prepare them with the herbs and the, oh, but listen, we don't want you to suffer, so we're here, take some of this, and oh, we're actually the good sex offenders who all need to be murdered themselves. So anyway, it wouldn't be murder though, would it? Wouldn't it just be correctly executing them? Isn't that what they're begging for, right? I've noticed that again and again and again. I've been targeted by these beasts for fucking donkey's years, right? And every single one of them, without exception, is begging me to be the one that kills them. They want me to favour that specific speck of shite on its way down a fucking sewer pipe with all that fucking crap, right? And they want me to favour that specific dirtbag. They want me to choose to have a negative emotional reaction, validating egomaniac shite. It's all official, it's a must. And because they know they must be executed, therefore I must enter into an emotional relationship with a speck of shite, right? So think about this. Imagine a monkey, right? An incontinent monkey. It's a rabid. There's a lot of monkeys that are horrendous wee things. A lot of monkeys that are beautiful. However, there are some monkeys who conspire and target a tribe of other monkeys, take their infant off them, and then run away with the infant going, right? And then when they get in, as far away from the other tribe as possible with the infant, they tear it to pieces and fucking eat it, right? What's the difference? That's who's running your fucking country, and that's who's running the fucking world, right? Then along comes me, a living Christ.
He's gone blasphemous again.
So anyway, the point is, so these fucking sub-simian, insectoid, fucking soulless dirtbags, right? They prepare, and then they hold the person captive, which gives them oodles of the sexual, of the pleasure of it, right? And then the spastics then sacrifice the human on an altar whilst babbling, omne, 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 go, boof, right? The exact same mantra as each other, because they're all monotards and unitards, and ejaculate without touching their genitals, so that the sadism addicted, hair triggered sex offenders, basically, this is what they live for. This is what ameliorates against what they are, right? The lowest of the fucking lowest of the fucking lowest of the low. And ironically, they're above all the shite beneath them they look up to. You can make up. So anyway, St. Mark's Eve, divining, divination. They genuinely... I was in communication with the demons. I threw down some infant spawns and it all went officially specialed and it was all going official and I can now see the future. They talk constant shite to each other. They are spastics with shite behind their eyes. You might have heard me say that a few times. So basically, they also do the herb gathering. Now imagine these fucking witches, these fucking ugly inbred whores out in a field going, I'm gathering the herbs for that, and they gather this herb and that herb. It's all it has to be this specific herb that they've added to for thousands of years. This bullshit religion, right? Just rabid sex offenders, right? And so it's in preparation for the glorification. That's what they call it, right? Of the next murder and orgy. A glorification, right? For the imaginary animal god, right? The nigger's never going to show up. It's all bullshit, right? So anyway, so the six spastics do the divining, where they prove they're incapable of accurately precognising the future consequence of their actions, obviously, right? And so they're just inbred scum, right? And they don't have a functioning prefrontal cortex. Without that, you can't accurately precognise future consequences of your actions. However, because of their megalomania, these disgusting bastards, right, these delusional fucking cunts, what I'm saying is, they basically, no matter what the outcome is, they'll actually babble to each other. That was the outcome that they were actually wanting to be the outcome. So it's all going to officially pretend proving that they weren't wrong. From the cradle to the grave, they talk constant shite to themselves that they aren't wrong when they're wrong in the fucking head. So anyway, April 26th to May the 1st. Oh, you couldn't make this up. Grand climax. Right, that's just the males. So anyway, it's called Demure. Right. They also call it Carpus de Baal. Right. Where the victim's a female, aged from 1 to 25 years old. Right, and I repeat, a female, and they must have oral sex with a 1-year-old, vaginal sex and anal sex with her, right? And they're coming from me. So anyway, the point is, that's the fucking slime that run your country, right? Who you can get rid of with a moral solution I've come up with, where you can use the law to demand that these fucking dirtbags pretending to be your puppet politicians have an fMRI brain scan to prove if they're human or not. Do you not deserve to be represented by, well, you don't really need to be represented by a minority of fucking sex offenders. However, if you were to be, if for some reason you didn't think that millions of us could actually work out how our own way of life should be, then shouldn't they be at least provably human?
Oh, an fMRI brain scan doesn't prove you're human or not, even though it does. I'm a spastic, pleased with shite behind my eyes. I need to be killed.
So that's their counter-argument. So their fMRI brain scan proves that they've been a sex offender their entire life, and they only have themselves to blame for what they've become, an arsehole, right? And that's who's running your country on behalf of Pharaoh's fuck toys, who've got their fucking elbow up the fucking arse of the Freemasons, their fucking hands coming out their fucking mouth working. They fucking own those wee fucking inbred fuck toys. And so, all with arseholes like wizard sleeves, babbling shite to each other. Confirmated bias, confirmated bias, confirmated bias, confirmated bias. And they get together and they actually get off on telling each other, I raped that one. Oh, that's brilliant, because I fucking robbed that one. Oh, I got that one put in fucking jail. How about that one's fucking house down? Right? It's the exact same thought. Right? They think it's a different thought. It's the exact same thought. It's confirmatory bias, that they're the fucking, they're having the exact same thought, right? It's confirmatory bias, right? That whatever they imagine themselves to be, which is the antithesis of reality, that basically the victim deserved it, had it coming, brought it himself and was asking for it, and they're the actual long-suffering ones, and so they brought it on themselves, and when they get together on this other side of the binary calculator, when they're not sucking each other's cocks, right, and wiping the cum away with their Tommy Tippy fucking aprons, the point is, these fucking butt boys, what I'm saying is, when they are talking shite to each other, it's the exact same thought. When they're preying on someone, they're proving they're a superior person, right? When they're a fucking insect that's able to fucking somehow not fall over. And so then, on this side, when they're with each other, they're proving they're actually the superior of the people of them, right? And that humans are these weak people because we're divided and conquered, because we won't get together and fucking purify them by fire, right? Like your ancestors did. Crack on. April 30th. Walpurgisnacht. Sounds like something a German shouts when you accidentally pull their pants down. So anyway, Rudmas Day. Right? A blood sacrifice of an animal or human of any age. Right? Beltane Eve. Right? Often celebrated with a festival with their hooves akimbo. Right? And basically including bonfires. Right? As they dance about these bonfires in their underpants. And babbling about fertility rights because they're obsessed. That's the meaning of their life, sex and homicide. Hopefully being chased by the good God. Chase me, right? All of them. That'll make the good God angry. It's getting Pretenge for how it's to blame for how we choose to make ourselves repeatedly since we needed first shot through our fucking mouths. Right, so it's the good God's fault. And so then the imaginary animal God, we are actually proving that this is what the imaginary animal. Eventually, after these thousands of years, the nigger will show up and say thank you, and it'll all got officially pretend proven, and we'll no longer have to work in these menial fucking jobs, and you know, and we'll get to wear our paper hats in public and stand on top of temples and kill children. I'm a fucking spastic, please. And basically, so these deranged fucking evil whores, right? On Beltane Eve, this is where the greatest witches have their festival. It's called their Sabbath, to prove they're deranged evil whores. Yeah. As we needed any more proof. Forgive me if I get some of these dates wrong. I'm as near as damn it, innit? May 1st, Beltane Walpurgis Day. May Day, a Druid fire festival, if only. Just put them on a fucking fire. And so, where Freemasons stand about in clown outfits with arseholes like a wizard's slave going, go, poof. And all the witches go, yeah, it's all going to officially pretend proven. This is to do with the religion of the. Now, don't get me wrong, some of them will trace their own bullshit back to paganism and shit like that, you know. Ironically, Constantine the Great, that's one of the first things he did. He took over what eventually became Byzantium under him, and it was a phenomenal way of life, and it lasted 1,000 years. The first thing he did was track these fucking pieces of dirt down and kill them, right? Fucking kill them. And he actually came up with the name pagans, right? Which meant, in those days, peasants, right? He believed, correctly, this gutter trash are in control of the whole of this entire culture. Fuck these people. Let's get them to fuck. And he made it his life's work to kill as many of them as possible and to get rid of the paedophiles from Georgia and their solitary party trick. Their crime against humanity called usury, which you'll find on every street corner calling itself a bank, right? And so, you know, what Yehoshua of Nazareth whipped him out of a fucking temple for. And what did he say to them? You worship at the synagogue of Satan. Right? You are Lucifer worshippers, you wee cunts, right? You were murderers from the fucking beginning, and there is no truth in you, right? You are the scum of the fucking earth. Unsurprisingly, they tried to nail him to a tree. So anyway, he also told them, you're obsessed with saying, yeah, I am, yeah, I am, every sociopath is that, right? They wear a mask, behind it all, they are fucking retards, right? That's an insult to retards. Unitards and monotards, who are a fucking infinitely lower form of life than anyone you might call a retard, right? And what I'm saying is, right, think about that. They're literally window lickers. So anyway, the point is, all I'm pointing out is, then at the Druid Fire Festival, with the Freemasons down about, right? Basically, you know, these disgusting bastards, right? They initiate whores. You're allowed into the coven.
This is brilliant. I'm part of something special. I'm not just a disgusting, evil fucking inbred, hard-ass, cold fucking scumbag. With dicks.
And so anyway, so these fucking disgusting crones all confirm the bias of the paedophiles, funny that. And many of whom know it's bullshit, and they're basically subjugating themselves for depraved beasts, like themselves. So anyway, June the 21st, it's a feast day. It's the summer solstice. Heard of that? Where there are more orgies for these disgusting bastards, right? Where a victim is forced, right, to have oral, vaginal, and anal sex, right? Whether that's a human or an animal, it must take place. We must have our way. It's gone officially officialed. We must have our way. You have to purify them by fire, or do the moral solution. I'm spending lots of money dealing with all these fucking gutter trash bastards to try and give you. Right. So anyway, so whether the victim is male or female or of any age, basically they have oral, vaginal, or anal sex with them, and that's their summer solstice. Have you gathered yet? They're not fucking human. I'm not saying they're alien. Every single fucking child, every single child is born human. Every single, even them, right? It's the fucking amygdala. Now nobody chooses to be born with two pinheads for an amygdala. These fucking gutter trash bastards do have that. Now not every fucking child born with two pinholes for an amygdala ends up gutter trash, right? No, it's a deliberate choice, a repeated deliberate fucking choice. They surrender to these are weak surrender monkeys who surrender to these urges and then bullshit themselves, they're not to blame. It's going to official. And basically, therefore they never feel the remorse and never feel, I'm not to blame. I shouldn't feel guilty, right? For which you take a baseball bat and smash their fucking skulls open. So what I'm saying is, however, in infancy, what is it we do as a culture? We wait till children are half a decade old and then send them to primary concentration campus, which is controlled by fucking paedophiles, right? Who want your kids to learn fuck all for 7 years, right? And what I'm saying is that, you know, A is for apple, A is for anus, right? And 7 years later, B is for banana. What I'm pointing out is, when I went to primary concentration campus where I didn't want to be, for 7 fucking years, they taught me basic arithmetic. Not because I needed it. No, they taught fuck all else. For 7 years. Well, the Georgian paedophile ring, right? They're teaching their children, A is for Aristotle, A is for Archimedes, at least learn algebra, B is for Baphomet, Baal, and the point is, so they're studying quantum mechanics by the age of 7, you know, and 7 years. So what, 12-year-old going to the next bullshit campus, you've learned absolutely fuck all, yeah? So, what's the most important thing you can teach a child? You have to get them in infancy, and just in case they're born with these wee sadistic urges that they've inherited, which nobody chooses to inherit, right? And the point is this, the most important thing you can teach an infant is to take the strain and grow their brain. If they don't grow their brain, they don't develop self-awareness, they don't develop a moral conscience, they don't develop depth, they don't have feelings, right? They instead have a solitary pathology and they just tear along that dotted line backwards and forward, getting a suck of dopamine from a white matter they spawned instead of all this grey matter, right? They are subsimian insects. So insectoid, it's an insult to insects that. So anyway, what I'm saying is, if we were to get infants, not wait 5 years till they're going to primary concentration camps, half a decade, letting them not develop, which is what they want. They want as much shite to follow them down the sewer as possible, you know, Pharaoh wanted as many people walled up and entombed in his pyramid as possible. So anyway, what I'm pointing out is we should be taking infants and in infancy trying to get them to understand, look, this is what these fucking gutter trash bastards end up becoming. Is that what you want to become? These fucking down the wood fucking surrounded by babies' bones, you know? These fucking gutter trash disgusting whores and fucking paedophiles who all need shot through the fucking mouth. Is that what you want to become? You know? And look at, this is what you become if you do something wrong and you refuse to feel remorse about it. Feel blame, grow your brain, and and you'll be rewarded with priceless gifts that I get, you know. And what I'm saying is, you would have to just keep drumming that into their fucking head. Well, lovingly, not necessarily drumming it, although that aside, the point is, in a nutcake, that's what we should be doing for 5 years, not sending them to primary concentration campus even after that. Homeschool them.
No, women need to go out to the work.
To double the slave force, to double their fucking income so they can give money to the rat bastards. And your children can then go and be taught for 7 fucking years. Yeah? And you do a dead end job you fucking can't stand, and basically you're treated like shite for buttons. When you could raise your own children and teach them love, the most important thing, you can teach them motherfucker. So anyway, that aside, so these dumb fucking inbred bastards didn't take the strain and grow their brain, right? Whereas lots of pinheads have, and they're no longer pinheads, and they develop at the front, and they get to appreciate and feel and know things that are beyond their fucking comprehension. These scumbags never learn. So anyway, July the 1st, Demons Revel. Is that not a bag of sweets? Anyway, the point is, another blood sacrifice. So the spastics who provably have shite behind their eyes in their mad staring fantasy world it can bullshit their minion that they personally are associating with the demons. So anyway, so when all the retards are together, oohing and eyeing, right? Basically, they spill the blood of a female of any age. So anyway, and your army are sitting doing what? So anyway, July the 20th to the 26th, they abduct, then ceremonially prepare a victim to sacrifice for their wankathon. That's just the females. Where they all masturbate publicly together. Admittedly though, I repeat, most of them could do that without touching their goose gogs. You know, they don't have to flick their beans or stick a butt plug in. Oh, probably got those. And they're vibrating the whole time. So basically what they get off on, I repeat, is witnessing a crime they've conspired and they're a part of, and they're encouraging and they're involved in it, that might even be specifically involved in actually getting the people, or they just show up. And basically what they're doing is committing a crime they know they have to be shot dead for on the spot. That's what makes them ejaculate. Moral solutions. And we don't have to fucking waste millions of bullets in these wee fucking turds. So obviously that bonds them into the special secrets. Secrets they're not allowed to tell you, or they're the ones who get killed off there. You'll get murdered if you telling us, because we need to wait till the animal god shows up. This is running your country. You'll be next. So anyway, off they go gathering herbs again on July the 25th. You know, whilst babbling shite to each other, unsurprisingly, as though they were good people who must simply have their way. We must just let us kill you, because we're superior to you, because we're spastics with shite behind our eyes, we need to be killed. It's official. So anyway, they've not to be stopped for their imaginary animal god, and who is the epitome of true love. It's all the humans they're murdering for sexual pleasure. They're the bad people, because they hurt our feeling. They make us feel what we are. We need to be exterminated. Right? So it's our fault for reflecting vermin exactly as they are, who need to be exterminated for being homicidal sex offenders. who are guilty of infanticide on set days throughout the fucking year, and who worship a fucking paedophile ring who they suck crap up from right out of their arseholes and follow bullshit that they bullshit is a fucking religion when it's all bullshit. Right? So anyway, so after they tortured the humans are the bad people they're torturing. They're just walking shite, these fucking scumbags. Basically, they will, you know, after they ejaculate, they all back to their pits, and it's all going, and when they all calm down again, they just return to being flatlining numbskulls who are bored shitless of what they truly are, right? There's no meaning to their fucking life, they're soulless, fucking heartless garbage, right? Being them, I repeat, is an enormous punishment, and they're guaranteed personal, specific, more punishment again and again. What are they? Coincidence theorists, right? Who believe it's always a coincidence. See all these punishments I keep getting. It's just a coincidence. And that's just the females. So anyway, your ancestors, as you know, routinely burned them alive and stood back and went, fucking hell, ideal. As they screamed, why are you doing this to me? Well, you know now why, right? And so, basically, your ancestors killed them for a fucking reason, right? And you've been groomed, and you're the violence. It makes you what we are. See, if you say that we're to be killed, even though we're killing all these people and killing you slowly and surely, then basically it makes you what we are. You are what I am. And that's just your politicians. All the solutions to all these problems, I'm doing my best to put them all on my site for you, right? Tell every motherfucker you know the moral solutions. Wait for it. The solutions to the microplastics they're putting down up your nose, down your fucking throat, in your bloodstream. If you've been foolish enough to take their fucking bullshit vaccines. Oh, imagine saying vaccines are bad for you. I bet anybody who doesn't take one of our fucking genocidal fucking injections, they're the bad people. They are what we are. I'm having the exact same thought again, aren't I? They're spastics with shite behind their eyes. And what I'm saying is, so whatever you've taken, right, no matter what, all these dirtbags, by the same token, are being irradiated. They're imbibing fucking heavy metals and everything that they fucking take. The average person doesn't know that 70% of glass that they consume from has got lead, mercury, everything in it that doesn't need to fucking be there. You know, you'll find things like borosilicate glass on my website, things you can use to replace all this fucking shite. You know? And I'm working on it, I'm trying to deal with manufacturers and say, look, can you not just fucking change that about what you're doing and give me that, and then I can give the people that for free, you know? And so, I'm a really caring motherfucker. Spot the difference if you can. August the 1st, Lammas Day. Right? Don't tell me the Peruvians are back. It's a Lammas Day. Another bloody murder. Whether it's an animal or a human, male or female, they're not fussy that day. They're happy. It has to be a victim of any age. It's going official. It's part of the bullshit religion, you see. It's a pure coincidence they're paedophiles and fucking scumbags of either every type of trash you could possibly shake a stick at. Right? It's just effluent, walking effluent. So anyway, then the retards have a feast, right? To an imaginary sun god. You know, does that ring any bells? Egypt, fucking the Mayans, right? And they didn't even meet each other, right? They're monotards having the exact same thought. And so, it's called harvest season, right? Which means more plots, right? By the binary fish heads. Whose every waking thought, as you know, is a request to be fucking exterminated. I repeat, every single one of these dirtbags, when they contact me, they're begging me to punish them. They're fucking crying out to be fucking exterminated, right? I don't blame them, right? Behind it, although they think, you can't do that to me, so therefore I've got the power. It's going to officially pretend proven, right? No matter what they're reduced to, they're fucking they are at the bottom of that fucking bullshittery, right? However, ironically, I repeat, they're actually at the top. They could end it all, because their own families who they pretend to love, their own magic circle, who's all going to fish? We're the loving ones, and there's an imaginary animal god that's going to prove it. We're the ones who are the loving, because it's insensitive humans that reflect us exactly as we are, they're the bad ones. So basically, if they actually were loving, why is it they don't give a fuck about their own family and their own magic circle, and they're allowing them to be irradiated, inhale microplastics, and eat microplastics, eat heavy metals? Some of them they knew not to take the fucking COVID injection, stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, I have to explain to them that they're so retarded. Hoppo 14, check it out, right? The gutter crash in the bottom of the Turd of fucking Babel have been taking it. They've been taking shit for decades, right, to deal with the radiation their fucking ancestors started, divide and conquer, to the subatomic fucking level, right, where they wanted to commit omnicide against the entire species, mutate everything, mutate trees, mutate fucking children, mutate absolutely everything they possibly could, to get Pretenge against the God for making them this way. Their magical thinking, spastics, was shite behind their eye. Provably, if I was to unscrew the top of their skulls, and there's no exaggeration here, if I was to take a sociopath, any sociopath, whether it's a paedophile, a witch, I don't give a fuck what these butt-looping fucking scumbags call themselves. If I was to unscrew the top of their fucking skull and put it in the bin, right, and take 94% of their brain out, and reach in the bin and take out a pile of shite, and put as much shite in as I possibly could fit, and then go into the bin and screw their skull back on, right? And send them off on their way. Now, if you knew them personally, and you'd known them for years, and you were to talk to them for the next 10 years, you would ostensibly find absolutely no difference to their character. They provably have shit for brains, right? 94% of their brain doesn't function, right? You'll find that with their fMRI brain scans, right? 94% of their brain doesn't function. They are sub-simian insects, right, who only have themselves to blame for what they hollowed out there, right? And that horrendous, some of them, I call them arseholes, because it is just a giant arsehole. When you actually see their fMRI brain scan from the front, they have a giant fucking arsehole and two overflowing microdot toilets at the very back, and this binary calculator in between. That's never wrong. And so, confirmatory bias, confirmatory bias, confirmatory bias, confirmatory bias. How do you know once you confirmatory bias? I was like, that's the Freemasons. So anyway, all I'm saying is that these pieces of shite, right, don't develop, period. The only thing they spawn is an imaginary false self that takes over, and also white matter that they suck for a supply of dopamine, which they, I'm in league with the devils, right? So anyway, that's the shite who are in charge of your entire country, your entire world, and who make it up as they go along, who are identicons, right? Whether it's the Mayans, whether it's the Peruvians, whether it's the Egyptians, or some fuckwit from Glasgow Cross, right? What I'm saying is, whether in America, Canada, whatever, that's what's running the show, right? He's a conspiracy theorist. Erol's got the mental of the health, which is the problem of the spastics. Get it? You see? No, right? You get the idea. So, I'll get there. So I've covered the imaginary sun god. They seem to have in common. You know, funny that. Let's move on to August the 3rd. More satanic revels. I'm sure that was a packet of sweets in the 1970s. Where the victim must be female. Imagine these fucking evil witches delighting in a 7 to 17-year-old girl being brought in front of them for existential pretenge. Why? Because they destroyed their own life. So they want to see a wee girl getting fucking murdered in front of them, for which you purify them with fire, right? And so the wee 7-year-old, 17-year-old girl in front of these witches and these fucking dirty paedophile bastards who had fucking hang by the neck every fucking day. I just used my own strength every fucking day until I'd hung every paedophile I could possibly hang every fucking day. I'd do it all day, every fucking day. However, there's far more important things I can do, like help save the entire species including that fucking shite, whose own families are being murdered by the spastics who fed them this bullshit religion, which you add to as you go along, and that means that, spastic cake. It's all going official. Right, so anyway, basically, so picture those fucking evil whores, these hard-arsed, cold, inbred fucking sub-Neanderthal fucking garbage, watching 7 to 17-year-old girls being raped orally, raped vaginally, and then anally in front of them. These hate-consumed fucking witches. So anyway, all with a broomsticks sticking out their arseholes, yeah, wizard slaves, surrounded by males who should be thrown off a cliff. What did Moses teach you? So anyway, on account of what they truly are. That makes him the bad person. Imagine saying that. That sounds like the violence. That sounds like the thing that people should be doing, yes. August 24th, Saint Bartholomew's Day, right? Another great Sabbath and fire festival where they grin like shot foxes at each other and nodding their hollow heads with the resounding sound of fucking peanuts rattling about. Right? When they have a large gathering, right? It's all they gather the herbs and the witches pant over collecting. We're actually the good ones, basically. We're actually the good witches, and this is for the next human who must be killed for the reality-slighted, deranged ego of these fucking junky jerk-offs, right, with shite behind their eyes. Does that sound like good witches? Right? So they're gathering herbs for someone who has to be murdered, right? We sometimes give them something to drink so it's not as bad. Right? So, you'll never believe this, you ready? September the 7th, right? Marriage to the beast. They don't do self-awareness, do they? And so, it's the rape of a female infant, right? Or a female no older than 21. Depends who they can get. And so, depends how much power they've got. So anyway, the victim is then murdered and dismembered and eaten by them. They fucking eat them, right? For which you get them all together and you fucking set fire to them, right? Or just quickly get your army in to shoot them all through the fucking mouth. Now, what I'm saying is, there's a more moral solution. Do you really want to waste time trying to sort all this out? When what you can easily do is just go to court and implement basic law that I've detailed, and you can get it set in moral law that everyone in any position of trust in society must have an fMRI brain scan, right? And you know for a fact the only motherfucker who wouldn't want to have that brain scan has an overflowing fucking toilet for a brain, right? So, and then, instead of having a few fuck toys, a few puppets, with these paedophiles' elbows hanging at the fucking arseholes, what we then do is we become millions of politicians. I repeat, we can use our mobile phones using the exact same fucking app, then realise, well, we better put these in the fucking bin, right? As I've done. Basically, there's no wireless in my fucking house. Mobile phone's about 6 miles away. I do still have one. It's in the bin. The point is, basically, if you'll check it out on the website, right, I've given you photographs on it, right, where basically, if you've got your mobile phone right next to you, it fucking puts microwaves that hammer your individual cells, the atoms break off, they become ionised, and then that radiation mutates your DNA, which these fucking dirtbags know, right? And even if it didn't get to that stage, it actually hits strands, and they knock strands off your fucking DNA. They are mutants who want to mutate you and it be passed on to your children. They're evil. They want you to keep going. They're generationally serial killers, generationally evil. They want to do as much evil as they possibly can because they get off on it, right? The imaginary good God, the imaginary devil God, it's all bullshit. They're just evil cocksuckers, right? And that's it. With arseholes like wizard sleeves. So anyway, think about all those ravening spastics, all panting and nodding, their empty skulls, at each other, drooling in self-amazement with blood running down their chin, right? As though they were eating a kebab, you know? No, it's a kebaby, right? September the 21st, midnight host, right? Wait for it, you ready for this? They cut the hands off a woman. It's called the Hand of Glory ceremony, for which, what do? You walk in with a flamethrower and you just fucking get rid of a lot of them. Or you read the site and we get rid of a lot of them that way. And they just return to the fucking earth as human manure. As a laughing stock. Ridiculous fucking an evolutionary cul-de-sac. Right? Shite that time forgot, right? And we get infants, instead of what they do with them, we teach them, don't become like them. Don't become like that fucking shite. And these children will go, pretty much, I don't really want to become like that. They're fucking spastics. You know, what were they into? I'm telling you, you don't want to know. But, oh, you do want to know actually, because they were all down the woods, fucking surrounded by bones, sometimes chicken bones. I love chickens. I'm a farmer. I come from a long line of farmers, and I farmed in a country I call Porcupines, and I kept chickens there. I fucking love chickens. Most women don't realise. If you don't have a cockerel, right? Just have chickens, right? As many of them as you want, and let them take over the entire farm, right? They will. They'll tell you they're the fucking boss, right? And when you live with chickens and they're megalomania. It's a lovely type of megalomania in the form of a chicken. It's not going down the woods to kill people. What I'm saying is, it's not like preying on men for money. No. Although I did spend quite a lot of money on them. The point is, well, they shat all over the place, right? And so I very often just walk into the villa and go, "We own this place. Get to fuck." And I would say, "Get out, you wee bastards." You know, I loved them though, really. And so we come back in and get shit all over the place. I loved them though. Sometimes I'd walk to the pizza oven. I had this massive outdoor pizza oven, and I would just see these pairs of legs, you know, like something out of a Nick Park comedy show, you know, whatever they're called. And basically, do you know, I was the first person to ever see his work. It was fucking brilliant. And so in the bread oven, you could just see like two pairs of legs, and the rest of them were hidden above. And so they literally owned the place. I fucking loved them. And I'll tell you why. Because I have had more than my fair share of women in my life. I know women inside out, if you excuse the innuendo. And basically, these are the most arrogant women on earth, and I fucking love them. And basically, what people don't realise when they're eating chicken is, you're eating a woman. You're actually eating a wee woman. Because if you keep chickens and you don't have a cockerel and just let them be themselves, let them take over, you're fuck me. It's like wee tiny women, right? So the average person doesn't realise, say for example in Britain, 10 million of these wee women are killed on a regular basis in Britain. 10 million of them, right? And these paedophiles go, well, what's the difference? What's the difference between us killing the babies and them killing the wee women? Right? Think about that. Another thing you might want to think about is, they inject all the animals you're eating, right? All of them, right? And animals don't need to be injected. They've not been injected for hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of years and somehow managed to survive. And then suddenly along comes this shower of shite, and suddenly all the animals, you have to be injected of the otherwise you make you a bad person. You are what we are, right? And now here's the thing: I've not eaten a scrap of meat for donkey's years. Like I've lost count. Let me think. Over 2 decades, right? So, and I've not had the cold or the flu in all that time. I used to get the cold or the flu 4 to 6 times a year, and then after I stop eating flesh, I no longer get any illnesses. Funny that. What an amazing coinkydink. You're a coincidence theorist. So anyway, all I was saying is that so stop eating chickens at least, because you're actually eating little women. I fucking love chickens. So beautiful, wonderful. So you know the Hand of Glory ceremony where they cut off a woman's hands, basically, and you know, ejaculating is the meaning to their life, and these primordial, weak, soulless bastards entail apology for a life, really. So let's move on to September the 22nd, a feast day called Fall Equinox, right? How many times can they fall from grace? They have an orgy, unsurprisingly, right, and that's just the females, with a victim of any age. Where they penetrate them orally, vaginally, or anally, whilst the hate-consumed witches watch flicking the beans with the handles of their brooms. Right? And then October the 13th to October the 30th is preparation for All Hallows Eve. You know, that thing they've groomed kids to get involved in. And it's called Samhain. And on Halloween, they abduct, imprison, then prepare the victim, getting off on knowing there's little they can do to stop them. for needing shot through the mouth. And then basically they all gasp, panting in awestruck self-amazement, because they're part of something that's gone special. These hate-consumed vampires, right? As the human they've dolled up is then murdered before their mad, staring eyes. Are they human? The 13th is their backward Halloween date. So anyway, October the 28th to the 30th, right? Satanist High. This is like a high school I went to, one of them. Which the Spastic Society call a holiday, right? Because on that day they become arse holier than thou. And which their imaginary Lucifer would be proud of if it existed outside of their fucking hollow fucking skull. So the bullshitting beasts all go along with this because they're sex offenders, and it aggrandises an imaginary false self, and they're getting accidental pretenge because of how easily they're butthurt, how slighted by the slightest of slights they are, because they're fucking megalomaniacs. All paedophiles are megalomaniacs, male or female. And that's who is destroying your life, whether you're aware of it yet or not, and who want you to stay asleep, or to finish you off, you must let them, because the imaginary animal god's coming. They're spastics with shite behind their eyes. As you know, they're obsessed with getting existential pretenge against reality. You know, they only have themselves to blame and they never fucking do it. Ever. They'll never split that solitary brain cell. Right? Ever. They'll never have a second thought. As you know, I'm literally billions of light years away when it comes to different thoughts and all the rest of it. They'll never have a second thought in their fucking skull. Ever. I mean, isn't that a fucking great punishment? Right? Isn't that a great punishment? To never be able to have a second thought. You are what I am. Was that what they're saying? Me. I am what you are. Me. Confirmatory bias. Confirmatory bias. Would you like some more confirmatory? I'm going to the bar. Would you like some confirmatory bias from the bar? I wouldn't mind some confirmatory bias from the bar. By the way, I raped that lassie the other night. Oh, that's fucking brilliant. I raped that wee boy. Oh, that's fucking brilliant. We're brilliant, mate. That's confirmatory bias, isn't it? Actually, it's confirmatory bias. I'm a fucking spastic, please. Freemasons. So anyway, don't forget though, token gestures. They will give their cheque, the charity cheque, and these pot-bellied fucking paedophiles will give a charity cheque, and it'll be in the local newspaper. It'll be in the local newspaper. So we are the good people of the. Even though the money they've given to charity, the fucking evil bastards have stolen, right? And they're only giving a fraction of it to charity to pretend they're not the paedophiles of the. They are thicker than pig shite, which is an insult to pig shite. At least that's useful. October the 30th to October the 31st, All Hallows Eve and Halloween night. They jabber, that's the night they are magically associating with the demons. These junky wankers, these fucking disgusting bastards, right? Where they drink adrenochrome and whatever drug they can get their fucking hands on, right? Communicate with demons. They're just gutter trash, they're insignificant fucking scum, and they wish like fuck they weren't, right? And so anyway, so they don't really exist outside of their magical thinking, insane microscopic bug brains. And so when they drink this adrenochrome, as you know, the beasts, or whatever they can take into their ice cold bodies, they climax when they're doing it, right? And basically they then spill the victim's blood, and it helps me ejaculate even better. That's who's running your fucking country, right? You cut their fucking heads off with a sword. You put their fucking heads in a bin, and you set fire to the bin. Right? That way you don't have to listen to them screaming. So anyway, on that night, they rape male, female, or animal. It depends how important they are. And basically, of any age, the beasts must ride that night. Right? So November the 1st, another Satanist high. An oh so holy day, right? Where the evil retards and their imaginary animal god, with this day's related to Halloween, where the victim can be male or female, of any age, for the hate consumed spastic society, and basically the scum who call themselves witches, wizards, and high priests with paper hats on, Basically, they, you know, they get up to no good, let's put it that way, and prove that they're all fucking retards, delaying suicide. They're pushed, aren't they? November the 4th, satanic revels. The victim must be female and no older than 7 to 17 years of age, no older, right? For which you line the beasts up and you shoot them through the mouth, right? And with a machine gun. But there are millions of them now, right? So, you know, how many times I've repeated? You go there and we just use more law. Do you know what? See, a lot of these dumb fucking cunts, right? A lot of them actually know they need to be stopped. They can't even believe they're getting away with it, you know? And basically, a lot of them know and they should be returned to the gutter where they belong. They're just trash, right? And they will be a fucking joke that happened in history. That, you know, the Mayans, the Peruvians, the Egyptians, the Freemasons, Pharaoh's fuck toys, you know, whatever. They're just a fucking joke, a sick fucking joke. They're sick in the fucking head. Now, I call them arseholes. They actually call themselves tubes. They actually contact me to tell me these things, you know. Like, every so often they either will tell me what they know themselves to be in a lucid flash, or they say, you are, whenever they say, you are what I am, it's an admission. Every single time, it's an admission, right? So when they say, whatever they say to you, these spastics trying to insult you, right? Every single time, see if you actually analyse it or deconstruct it, whatever, you don't even need to give it that much thought. And, it's always, you are what I am. Right? The fucking unitards and monotards, right? So what is it? It's an admission that they fucking hate themselves. Can you blame them? Well, you can. However, you can't really blame them. You can understand them really fucking hating themselves and being riddled by existential envy to the point where they want to be part of murdering all humans who reflect them like a mirror. Talking mirror. Yeah? They hate veracity. December the 22nd, winter solstice, Sabbath festival, a feast day where they unsurprisingly have another fucking orgy. Where the victim is of any age, male or female, human or animal, which the beasts stare at, grinning at each other like fucking sharks that need a harpoon between the eyes. You can hit a brain that small with a harpoon. So anyway, wait for it. December the 24th, demon revels. You ever seen a demon? Anyway, they are demonically possessed by a 100% false self that killed their child, murder from the beginning, unless, horrendously, for that wee inner child that's still alive, if it's just a virus that's still going, which, as you know, Sam Vaknin on the website under Erol's work, if you watch that, you'll realise he's a 100% false self, and he admits he killed his inner child, which has been dispatched into the fucking darkness for eternity, which I call hell, to be separated from love for eternity, because you cannot end life. It cannot be ended. You cannot make energy stop. You'd have to be as thick as shite to think you could ever make energy stop, right? It just changes forms, right? Fact. So anyway, basically think about that for the ultimate punishment. So the greatest punishment is simply being them, right? Followed by great punishment after great punishment, because it's guaranteed they'll repeat the exact same thought, ensuring that moral law punishes them again and again, and they'll never put two and two together, because they're given enough time to atone and make amends for their sins, so they never put the two things together. They're so clever. So anyway, what I'm saying is, then the ultimate punishment, if all they are is a virus, they just get erased. If they're this wee wicked inner child, this wee evil bastard, this wee soulless, bare naked fucking scumbag, this wee horrendous child, this wee sadistic sex offender, they've yet to know hell for eternity. To literally be in the darkness, bristling there, oh, that fucking shite, you know, separated from love, and knowing you're separated from love for eternity. You know, and they're too stupid to comprehend that. wait for it, X amount of them genuinely think demons do exist because they have like horrendous experiences in their fucking pea-sized brains. Demons don't exist outside of the fucking skulls. They are the fucking demons because they make themselves that way. They go up every day and make themselves that way. They go up every day and make the world this way. They are scum, right? So anyway, so unsurprisingly, on Demon Revels Day, Demure, right, on December the 24th, the high grand climax, where the victim must be of any age, male or female, human or animal, and basically, that's Christmas Eve, right? Wait for it, you ready? This is what they send each other on Christmas Eve. Dismembered body parts. Can you picture them opening the box? Now, here's the thing. Paedophiles have groomed females to regularly kill their unborn children, right? And it's female empowerment. Power, self-destruction amongst others. The point is, and they're gutter trash, scumbag doctor. I'm wearing a plastic white jacket, so I'm one of the good guys. What's he do for a living? Put my hand right up a lassie's cunt and rip her child to pieces and then give it to the Beeville ring. And what do? On December the 24th, they send it to the Spastic Society. Yeah? So that's what they get, you know, unless it's a child through child services or human trafficking, you know, that thing. Basically, child trafficking. Basically, and they all get either a murder victim or an aborted child that these bastards have ripped to pieces and groomed females to do routinely. You know, just kill your baby, it's fantastic, it's brilliant for you. You know, don't get me wrong, there are females who, if they have a child and they're told, look, see if you have this child, you'll probably die. There's loads of females who'll still go ahead with it. And ever any female that chooses not to have that child, I've nothing against them doing that. I'm just saying that they've been groomed by paedophiles to fucking have spastics put fucking their hand up their cunt and rip their child to pieces and give it to fucking Lucifer worshippers. It's quite important to know that fact. So picture these slack-jawed fucking witches and these fucking nonces, these fat pot-bellied paedophiles opening a wee box. The special secret, the grossly unself-aware fucking garbage, the special secret, and the smell of sulphur coming from their fucking throat. As they look down, I'm part of the Spastic Society. I'm in Team Arsehole. It's quite important to know, on that day, it must be the body of an infant male. If you were to walk up behind them, just fucking crack their skull open and act, right? You know, genuinely, their head was to open up. Just a wee insect would go. There's fuck all in there. They're hollow fucking scum. Yeah. Anyway, sadism. That's what's behind all evil. Yeah. Money's the root of all evil. That's what they use to keep you down needlessly. Think about the fact they have trillions in the bank. The ones at the very bottom of the Turd of Babel. Trillions. Right? Think about this. Right? I've given all my money away to charity my entire fucking life. See, I've had trillions in the bank. Not one child would be in poverty. Not one. Right? They would have everything they fucking wanted. In fact, I do my best to give everybody everything they wanted. Right? They get trillions. And they make all the scum that fucking suck the crap up out of their arse work the fuck for them. Right? And they still worship them. Right? These low-life gutter trash bastards who their bestial perception of reality is what they call power. Right? What is power? I worked it out. Power is being a serial killer, and the higher your body count, if you appear to be getting away with it, that's power. Think about that. That's what they call power. Getting on a perch in society where they can abuse, murder, be involved in culpable homicide, first degree homicide, paedophilia, the theft, whatever, rape, kidnap, whatever. Right? If they think they can get away with it, the higher the body count, the more power they think they have. Right? Think about pigeons. I love pigeons, right? And a pigeon is an infinitely higher form of life than any of the trash I've just told you about. Now, picture pigeons though. They hop up one tile at a time, and each one of them wants to get the highest on the roof. And then one of them gets on top of the fucking Ariel, hits the top banana, right? So basically, in an upcake, that's what they're like. They're bestial one-upmanship and perception of power. It doesn't exist in reality. What is power? Self-destruction amongst others. What's evil? Self-destruction amongst others. What's sadism? Self-destruction amongst others. It's a suicide cult, right? And you're in it, right? They don't want you to know you're in it until it's too late for you. And then the imaginary animal god will appear. You've got to worship the imaginary animal. They're so stupid. Most of them don't realise they're in a suicide cult. Neither did Pharaoh's fuck toys, right? Original fuck toys. And then his other fuck toys that Moses took away. I'm talking about Pharaoh's personal servants, right? They didn't realise they were in the suicide cult until they were walled up in a fucking pyramid, right? A bit of a clue. If you look at Egypt, what's left of that fucking empire? What's left? Just pyramids. It's a pyramid scheme. Every pyramid scheme is bullshit. Bullshit to exploit people so one wee group of spastics get everything. And basically, what does that produce? The exact opposite of what should be produced in reality where I exist. And basically, I turn pyramids on their fucking heads, right? I'm the one holding all these motherfuckers up, including you, unless you fucking join. And there's nothing to join, just fucking go and tell motherfuckers. Like, here's the law, here's the fMRI brain scans, we can get rid of all these wee cocksuckers and fucking become politicians. We'll literally rip their jugular out. Because if we get rid of the politicians, unless we become millions of politicians, we can fucking choose what we want to happen as our way of life, and we can start this massive clean-up operation to undo what these incontinent fucking... It's a mad monkey's tea party. It's been going on for fucking how many generations, how many thousands of fucking years. These evil cocksuckers who hope that you're too stupefied to believe that it's possible that there actually are evil, subnormal insects in a human form, you know. And it's their own fault. They chose not to develop the front of their brain. Otherwise they wouldn't be like that, yeah? So, picture these wee dirtbags, you know, going, oh, we have to get him sent to the prison because he's talking about the violence stuff. No matter how many fucking times I've said, I know they need to be executed. I'm talking about a more moral solution, so there's no bloodshed. We can take that out of context and use it against them in Swaziland. Right? So basically, I could genuinely be dragged to a kangaroo court where there's a paedophile in a fucking wig going, oh, right? One of them, right? Sitting in his high chair, waving a fucking rattle with a big on, and a Batman cape, with a butt plug in, right? With an arsehole like a wizard's sleep, typical Freemason, and oh, Mr. McBride, oh, right? You know the drill, right? And basically, you've gone the violence. You've went ahead and been the violence of you've used violent words. So, if I was to say to a spastic like that, hang on, you're a piece of shite, right? And you go down the woods with a bunch of fucking whores, right? And a bunch of pot-bellied paedophiles, you disgusting bastard. And what you do is, you fucking evil cunt. You kill children, you fucking worthless wee bastard. You rape them, you fucking eat them, you disgusting cunt. And you send them at fucking Christmas, aborted fetuses, unless you can do better for yourself. And basically, what you're saying to me is, if I tell the truth about what should happen to you, when I'm promoting, provably, a more moral solution that get rid of shite like you for good, right? You disgusting diseased cunt in a suicide cult. I'm saying I'm going for the more moral solution, right? Always choose the more moral solution. And what you're doing, you fucking evil homicidal spastic, you disgusting infanticide guilty cunt, right? You arsehole, really. What you're saying is, if I use words have gone violent, but you killing someone isn't violent. So I have to go to the gulag for using words, because you don't want people to know what you are, you fucking cunt. That you should be fucking hung by the neck until you're stone fucking dead, you wee cunt. And I would fucking hoist you up personally, up from morning till night, every fucking day if I had to, right? Shite like you. What would they say? Oh, that's gone the proof. Oh, you've used words again. You know, even though you're telling the truth about shit like me who do need to be hung, that goes against the made-up pitch we made up as we go along. If you use the words, that makes you what we are. You are what I am. They're identicons, right? If you use words, these pieces of shite don't want you to know the awful truth about them. Not yet. Because the animal gods still appear, right? And it'll all go. They'll get their paper hats on, their butt plugs out. They'll be there, having their revels. And in a nutshell, basically, they don't mind being that fucking ridiculous a laughing stock, right? When the animal god shows up. And then they're no longer working in the local council, working in the police force, working as a corrupt fucking lawyer, working as a social worker, working anti-social social worker, and basically working as a doctor that murders people for a living. And it's proven. Right? You can actually, the NHS actually stands for the nation's home of serial killers, right? In Britain, right? And you can actually find documents where they actually call them universities now, hospitals, a university for serial killers, right? And what they do is, they get money for killing people, and it's on record, right? And they make no bones about it, if you excuse the pun, and they actually document the body count on a daily fucking basis. And that was person, oh no, doctors are the good people, they're wearing white plastic jackets, so it's gone officially pretend proven. Even though they know about Harold Shipman, who killed over 200 old ladies because he believed himself to be God, and she deserved it. I didn't kill her, and that's how good a God I am. Anyway, it's just one, isn't he? No, it's now called a university, the nation's home for serial killers, right? And on record, they're getting paid to kill fucking people. It's on record, the amount of money they get for bumping people off, right? You couldn't make this shit up, right? So it's the spastic society, it's a fucking suicide cult. They're taking the gutter trash, the pus, I repeat, coming out of your dying fucking corpse of a culture and giving them all the top jobs. You're going to fit your view, and you say something about it. They are what we are. It's going to fit your official. Right? And in your kangaroo fucking courts, which you don't attend, you're busy watching television with their fucking media prostitute whores. This is the news. This is the reality. MD says otherwise. They are what we are. Right? They are unitards and monotards, and you fucking execute them all, or you do the most moral solution. Right? And the most moral solution is the best one by a country mile. These are just fucking losers, right? Just gutter fucking trash cunts, arseholes, who only have themselves to blame for what they've become. These worthless wee fucking inbred bastards who chose not to develop beyond infancy. Not one of them makes it beyond 5, and most of them don't make it beyond 3. Unitards and monotards, they're disgusting fucking deranged vermin, right? Trash, right? And what I'm saying is, they're punished by the moral law of divinity. The most loving force conceivable punishes these wee cunts individually. Just like gravity works on each individual, no matter what the fuck you do, no matter where you fucking go, it's all times, at all times. So, point is this. If I was to go to kangaroo court, they can go, no matter what you say, you have to go to the gulag because you've exposed us, but we can't be exposed yet till the animal god shows up. Right? You can't expose us. You can't expose us yet, not until the animal god shows up. Right? That's your average judge. Now I repeat, when we implement this law collectively, right, demanding moral law, which we deserve from our courts, demanding adult moral human beings from our fucking fake politicians until we get in and devolve control to the masses, right? Which means we rip the jugular out of these fucking paedophiles' necks, right? And basically, we end Pharaoh's fuck toys' reign, right? And I repeat, start a massive clean-up operation, the like of which, the good news is, there are profound geniuses, like me, loving motherfuckers, and we can sort it all out, right? I've given you Hoppo 14, what more do you know? Do you need? Right? I've got loads more stuff on the site I'm working on, although I'm dealing with fuckwits, I'm saying, look, could you, see for example, can I buy that thing off you, but can you make 100%, can you make it just like made out 100% wood, and can you make it from a beech tree? These kind of things where I'm doing my level best to try and make things 100% pure. I'm working on my second farm, which I'm going to try and make sure it's 100% organic food, which is 100% clean of heavy metals, microplastics, and also I know the exact materials to make it out of, and I'll be giving it to the people essentially for free, at cost price. Are you trying to make a profit? He is what we are. So anyway, wait for it. I'm going to have it lab tested, right? So that basically when you're eating it, you go, oh fuck aye. And when you read this site and you learn all the ways they're slowly fucking killing you, you go, here, I've got to change just about everything in my fucking life. maybe we should kill these cunts. Right? Because you've got to change everything in your fucking life because these incontinent fucking bastards. However, the best thing you can change about your life is getting rid of their puppets, right? These be fucking diseased sex offenders who, I repeat, will run and jump off a fucking cliff rather than take an fMRI brain scan, right? Because the brain scan proves, I repeat, you'll see it on that website, right? They're an arsehole, right? Which you can only become if you're a sadism addicted sex offender and have been your whole fucking life because you refuse to blame yourself for what you need to be killed for. And the next thought, what can I say I'll do with my spastic brain? I need shot for my face for. And the next thought, what can I say I'll do with my spastic brain? I need shot for my face for. And the next thought, what can I say I'll do with my spastic brain? I need shot for the face for. And that's just the females. So anyway, what I'm saying is, they are unitards and monotards, you know this, and we can get rid of them all. And start a massive clean-up operation, I repeat, it's quite important, and we can get rid of them all because you're the majority and you're giving them everything they need to kill you. And they're actually busy at it, right? There's so many things I could tell you. You'll find it all on the website, right? So let me rephrase that. The site, we stick their webs up their arse for drowning in. And so, I mean, there's so many things, right? For example, I'll tell you one last thing, how about this? I've got the biggest carbon footprint on the planet. Oh, that makes him a bad person. What about the climate scam? The climate scam. As a farmer, I'll tell you this. Carbon, there's 0.04% carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. If it goes below 0.02%, all plant life on Earth dies. You're the carbon they want to fucking kill, right? And what I'm saying to you is, right? Take it from a farmer. And what I'm saying is, they've got massive fucking machines. I've got them on the site, right? Massive machines sucking carbon dioxide out the fucking sky. You couldn't make this shit up, right? And if you do anything to do with the carbon, against the carbon scam, makes you the bad person you are. The exact same thought. They are fucking monotards and unitards. What I'm saying is, I make the biggest carbon footprints on a daily basis I possibly fucking can. I get planes flying from all over the fucking world, bringing me everything you can possibly think of, you know. And so, there's one for you. You know, basically, they're trying to suck the carbon dioxide out the fucking sky to kill you, and kill every plant on fucking Earth. And these turds helping them, right, but rather rely on carbon dioxide for, you know, the food that they're eating and all the rest of it. And so, mind you, they're too busy eating humans in the woods, you know, who rely on. That aside, it's a suicide cult, right? And you can find it all on the site, right? You can find it for yourself. Basically, when you realise you're being slowly murdered by the Spastic Society, right? Who you can waste time trying to fucking kill each individual speck of shite being sucked in a fucking sewer pipe, basically a pile of human urine, or you can be more moral, right? And do what I do. It's the most loving motherfucker there is. And basically, just implement moral law and then replace these puppet politicians with adult moral human beings, provably, because anybody who wants to become a politician for that phase will have an fMRI brain scan. You'll see the front of their brain functions. Here's the difference, right? The Milgram experiment. 1 in every 3 people will never torture another human being under any circumstances. A human being is uncorruptible. Spot the difference if you can, you fucking cunt. So anyway, I'll round it off, right? If you're one of them, right, and you're so stupid it's almost unbelievable to me a while at work, you know, what I'm saying is, then if you give a fuck about, even if it's just about your magic ring, I don't mean the one you've got between your arse cheeks, and what I'm saying is, if you give a fuck about your own so-called family or the rest of it, blah blah blah, then if you choose to be part of the solution, then I guarantee you, it depends. If you're the one who's just a virus, right, and that's the majority of them, just a virus, walking about, a sadism addicted sex offender, a robot really, with a hollow between its eyes. And what I'm saying is, if you're one of them, then what I would say is, between now and the day you die, where you're erased, and there's fuck all you can do about that. You will be erased, that you have no soul, you don't really exist, you don't even have the mental equipment to exist. None of them do. So what I'm saying, if you're one of them, it's up to you. You can continue to be at the top of the turd of Babel and suck the crap out of Pharaoh's fucktoys arseholes who've got all the way up. And what I'm saying is, or you can do what I do. Channel the moral law of divinity, which will reward you the same way it rewards me. It's just a law, you know. Gravity acts on you, same way it acts on me. I don't get any preferential treatment. If I jump out the fucking window, I'm pretty confident I'll break my ankles. No, he's a good guy, let's not break his ankles. No, if I chuck myself out the window, I'll break my ankles. So what I'm saying is, if I be a bad bastard, if I do wrong, you know, I'll get punished. I'll get God smacked. God doesn't exist, you know what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, if you do good, if you put 10% of as much thought into doing right as you do into doing wrong, you'll get these priceless fucking gifts that I'm living proof of. I've been getting them longer than 27 years, however, it was 27 years ago when I first started noticing them, and I thought to myself, what the fuck? You know, 27 years of priceless gifts, right? I know you're a coincidence theorist, but you'd have to be the dumbest coincidence theorist ever shat into creation after hearing this, to think to yourself, I'm still a coincidence theorist, right? So get to fuck. Anyway, now the ones who are the wee tiny microbial, horrendous wee wicked fucking inner child, right? That's the 0.0001% who are still alive. You evil bastards, right? And they've got all sorts of problems going on in there. And the thing, what I'm saying to them is, it's just my theory. I'll go back, right? See the virus that comes back for a split second. What you can do is, ironically, do something that's almost godlike. You can raise the dead. Because that wicked little inner child you dispatched into the darkness, you can't. What I'm saying, because you knew better. What you can do is, if you do all this good, you help save the lambs from going to the slaughter, as I'm trying to do, then I believe, could be wrong, it's a theory, my theories are usually spot on, right? You can raise the dead. You can take that horrendous little bastard you killed and raise the fucker, and it will get spiralling somewhere out there. Yeah? You can literally get it out of hell. It's up to you. I'll not be surprised you choose not to do that. You did kill it. And so, you get to fuck. Right, so the 0.001%, you evil bastard. Right, basically, if you're alive and you know you're alive, you'll be bare naked, fucking soulless, fucking sex offender, you fucking horror. Right? Basically, what I'm saying to you is, souls come this way. All day. Every day, they go that way. They come this way, they go that way. It's genuinely a highway to heaven. And what I'm saying is, when you were born, you were given a whole soul, a priceless gift. After the most precious gift you can get, life, which can never be taken away from you, it's eternal. What I'm saying to you is this. So you got a priceless gift of a whole fucking soul, and you gave it away piece by piece by piece until you were just this horrendous thing, right? Naked, cold, freezing, shaking in your fantasy world. And what I'm saying to you is this though, since souls are coming this way and going that way all the fucking time, and you lost your scrap by scrap by scrap by scrap, if you choose to become part of the solution that you're the problem of, you're involved in, you're being betrayed like a motherfucker, or a father, by all these pieces of shite, right? You're being ridiculed by the jokes of fucking history. Like a laughing stock. If you were fucking look at their DNA, it's like a stock of rock. It just says laughing stock all the way fucking through it. So what I'm saying is, all I'm pointing out is that if you choose to try and help save the lambs from going to the slaughter, as I'm trying to do, no matter what the fuck, because I have absolutely no fear of anyone or anything, right? I know where I'm going after I shuffle off this mortal coil. You know, death is nothing to fear. If you've got a soul, right? If you are loving, right? That isn't Braille. And so basically, if you can't feel love or whatever, if you still choose to be part of the solution, right? If you try and save the lambs from going to slaughter, I guarantee you, you'll get a scrap of soul back. I'm a soul man. And what I'm saying to you is, that means when you die, you don't go to hell. You spiral somewhere out there. Out out there, right? Somewhere there are literally hundreds of billions of galaxies, right? You know, I mean, the problem is we're on a planet that's absolutely microscopic, and I'll come back to it. What I'm saying is, you can get a scrap of your soul back and spiral somewhere when you die. Otherwise you're going to hell for eternity, and you obviously are too stupid to understand what that will be like. And I repeat, it's for eternity. So it's quite important that. However, there are other two caveats, right? For both. For the virus and for the tiny wee bastard. Right, two caveats. You have to stop being a sadistic sex offender. Right? And that's a tough one. You know, and the second one, stop talking constant shite. To yourself, right? And to anybody else, obviously. If you stop talking shite to yourself, you'll stop talking to other people, right? The key into hell, really, on earth, and there's hell afterwards if you lock yourself in that room, right? The outcome of every act of evil is locked in one room. And the key into that room is lying. Right? So, there you are. Now get to fuck. I'll round off with what I was saying. I'll give you the exactitude.
Think about Pharaoh.
Fuck his fuck toys. He wanted to rule over sand. What is the outcome of the entire Egyptian empire? Right? Just pyramids in the desert when they cunt about. He is walled up in a pyramid, and these wee dirty cunts, I'm telling you, they've got underground cities and they're kicking them out with children and everything you can think of down there. And they want to drag these dirtbags down with them. The exact same, just history repeating itself because they're fucking unitards and monetards. However, so these dirtbags want to rule over a grain of sand. You know, if they kill everybody, then they win the imaginary competitions only if they're in. Only they must know about, because they're evil incarnate and determined to win imaginary competitions against reality. What I'm saying is, so we know history just repeats itself. When we speed it up, pretty much it's an end to this species, you know, unless, you know, you allow me to help you by helping yourself, you know, and it's all there to help you. And what I'm saying is, think about how small this planet is, right? Think about how small it is compared to the solar system, and think how small the sun is, right? And then think about the size of our galaxy. It would take 100,000 light years just to get to the other side of our galaxy. Think about how fucking tiny this planet is, right? Wait for it. That's just one of hundreds of billions of other galaxies. It's no coincidence. Love itself put this much distance between itself and us. You know, if you want to go in that direction, though, you can. You can literally be in love. And here's the thing: we can be in love on this planet. You know, and so I mean, we're living proof of love. You know, love has always been. There's no hairy bearded fucking guy in the clouds or animal gods with fucking hooves dancing about. There's no fucking demons other than these cunts who are essentially demonically possessed by their own evil, but it's all bullshit, you know. So what I'm saying is, in a nutcake, love each other, love yourself, and distance yourself from this fucking garbage the best as you can using moral law, moral courts, moral law, replacing politicians, adult moral human beings, you know, who will never fucking betray you. They're incorruptible like me. And what I'm saying is, and then we become, you know, essentially millions of decision makers. We end up in charge, right? And so, another thing I'll say, and it's the last thing I'll say, you know, in this video, the last thing I ever fucking said if we went to do it, we need to go down the fucking woods and kill some cunts. So anyway, basically, what I'm saying is, Christ-like, fearless, genuinely. So the point is, what I'm saying is, what these creatures are not capable of, and the bullshit themselves that they are, they're not capable of love. They're just a black fucking hole. And what I'm saying is, you know, I love women. I really fucking love women. I've had more than my fair share. I'm never going back there again, ever. Unless I get a woman who's got a depth of heart, right? I've never been fortunate enough to actually have a relationship with women with a depth of heart, you know. I've got me some shallow ones, and the rest, there's no heart at all. None. No heart. Right? Fucking heartless. It's cold fucking. And what I'm saying is, if I'm very fortunate and meet a human woman, there's loads of them about, you know. And what I'm saying is, if she wants an old man in her life to go farming with, you know, to help save the sheeple and the lambs, more importantly, going to the slaughter, then the long and the short of it is, to love a woman, you have to make her feel that she's heaven on earth, you know. That heaven is her on earth. And so basically, show her the beauty of nature and tell her that it doesn't compare to her, you know. Lie your back teeth up. No, I'm telling the truth, you know. Women are so fucking beautiful to me, you know. I fucking love them. As long as they don't look like any member of my family or anyone I've been with before. Especially the former part of that sentence, you know. Otherwise they can get to I mean that in a caring way. So what I'm saying is, you know, I say, whenever I go out, you know, on walking or whatever I do, you know, there's always some blessing, you know, some gift, some priceless gift. I went walking in a hidden nature reserve. I'm really glad it's hidden. And I thought, I'll bring 2 bags of bread. And so I brought 2 bags of bread. I was going to feed all the birds as usual. And then, there's no birds. They're all at sea. And then, no, for fuck's sake, I'm walking about with 2 loaves here. Seeded loaves, you know, there are lots of goodness in them. And basically, when I was ready to get to fuck, the problem was, I thought, I've not seen a fucking bird. Going around this whole, it was a beautiful, beautiful hidden reserve. And basically, when I was just about to leave, I got in this corner, and these 2 wee squirrels popped out, and then I went, "You're going nowhere, you cunt!" Right? And I thought, right, squirrels, they'll just run away, you know. And so they just kind of bolted across, and they turned and went,
You're obviously one of the good fuckers.
right? And the thing is, we spent the day together. It was absolutely fucking fantastic. Now, you could offer me $1 trillion, you know, or that experience. I'll take that experience, you know. Although I might take $1 trillion to help more people, however, they'll just come from me. So let's just do it this way as a collective, and I'll hang out with the squirrels. I repeat though, if you have a woman in your life, fucking love her with every scintilla and fibre of your being that you've got, and of course, make sure she fucking loves you in return, you know. And so you're literally in love. You can be in love on this fucking planet, tiny wee fucking grain of sand, which is proof, you know, of where it all comes from. You can, at the end of your life, if you keep your soul, if you do good, you'll be carried in your soul. It's a highway to heaven. You'll be carried in your soul to be in love with all the good. When you get there, you realise there's not that many people here. You know, I will serve pretty quickly here. You know, however, the point is, you want to be carried there with her, you know, and her with you, obviously. And what I'm saying is, in a nutshell, so, you know, create things for her, you know, whether it's poetry, whether, you know, whatever you can create, you know. I've done this painting for you.
It looks like shite, do it to fuck.
You know, and what I'm saying is just, whatever you do, try and love her and make her feel like heaven is her on earth.
Said that already, you prick.
I'm not going with them anymore. So the point is, I'd rather be a happy wanker than an unhappy fucker. I'm writing a song about that. And so what I'm pointing out is, so whatever you can do, you know, make her understand, ironically, that she's a goddess.
Hypocrite.
They're the ultimate hypocrites. What I'm saying, they're the ultimate hypocrites. What I'm saying is that now, if you're dating one of them, ironically, treat her the exact same. The only difference is, fuck her brains out. You'll have to fuck her brains out from morning to night. Fuck her at least 4 to 6 times every single fucking day, right? And then make sure she stays like that with her heels up in the air, right? Either side of her fucking ears, right? Heels akimbo, right? And hooves akimbo. And what I'm saying is, and then feed her chocolate with a catapult and fuck off as fast as you can. And then when you're out, do whatever the fuck you've got to do with your life, and then come back and give her things, whatever the things are.
I don't really appreciate these things.
What I'm saying is, she'll never appreciate anything, right? She's not capable of love. What I'm saying is, though, if for some fucking reason you want a black hole in your life, right, then do the exact same as what you would do for someone you should love, right? And you have to do it all the fucking time. And I'm telling you, yeah, if you don't want her going down the woods with paedophiles, right, it's 4 to 6 times every fucking day, and she'll talk shite to you all the fucking time. She'll prove to you she's superior to you. It's all going to officially pretend proven.
I've gone superior.
Basically, mother superior. What I'm saying is, you can, if you want, keep one of them in your life. The only thing is, though, behind the scenes. So you're probably better off doing what I'm doing. You know, the Georgian paedophile ring, they've got free porn. every few nights I'll go,
Actually, she's not bad looking, that lassie.
you know, and that'll do for me, because I've been there. You know, there's probably, well, let's put it this way, I don't think there's one lassie in Scotland that doesn't know one lassie I've fucked, you know, and I don't know how it happened. They came to me, you know, and I shouldn't have gone there, and I'll tell you why. My gut instinct told me, don't go there, Erol. And I said, but I've got an open heart and an open mind, and so you know, if they prove to be like a good person, then I genuinely will have them in my life. Don't go there, Erol. Don't go there, Erol. And so I went there though. See, after you have sex with someone you're not in love with, someone you can't be in love with, see, it's just fucking pointless if there's no love in the room, right? It's just a fucking complete waste in every way. You're just lying there with a complete stranger who happens to be naked. You know, you've helped each other wank. You haven't actually haven't made love, you know. And so you've just used each other's fuck toys, you know. Kind of, you know. You don't get that mixed up with what I said earlier. So all I'm pointing out is that it's important, you know, to trust your gut instinct, you know, and if someone disgusts you, don't feel bad about that. I used to feel bad when one of these cunts disgusted me. It's your gut instinct telling you, get them to fuck, you know. If your gut tells you, get them to fuck, they let you know they're the scum of the earth. I recognise that the first time, don't need to be told that a second time, you know. However, if for whatever reason you're determined to be with one of these fucking evil witches, I'm telling you, you have to treat them like a cave woman, right? You'd be better off swapping your house, getting all the money from that, and fucking buying a cave. And keep her at the back of the cave, throw a fucking bear skin over her, right? I'm telling you, get a fucking catapult and feed her chocolate from a safe distance and shag her from morning till fucking night, at least 4 to 6 times every fucking day. And remember, if her lips are moving, she's lying, right? Fact, that's it. So you have to know. And then if she starts any shite with you, say, I'm away your cow, and then wait whatever length of time and make sure you come back with something. Do you really want to do that to yourself? You know, it's either that or she joins them down the fucking woods, you know. So, however, I stand by everything I've said, and for the blind and for those who can see, you know, there are blind people with hearts and they can see infinitely more than these mind-blind bastards. And what I'm saying is, you know what to do. Spread the fucking word, and I'll do my level best to spend every fucking penny I've got on trying to save your lambs from going to the slaughter, right? Christ-like.